and terrifying.
Police say a suspect was also shot, but no confirmation yet on conditions or what happened. The U.S. consulate in Toronto is hit by gunfire.
2 individuals emerged from the vehicle, discharged at what appears to be a handgun at the front of the building, and then got back into their vehicle and drove southbound.
Deputy Toronto Police Chief Frank Barretto says it happened during pre-dawn hours. There were no injuries. This follows recent shootings outside 3 synagogues in Toronto. Not clear yet if there's any connection, but Canadian police now boosting security at both U.S. and Israeli consulates. America is listening to Fox News.
Let me share Brian's story. He's in Alabama, and he wrote in, he said, Glenn, after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain had started to limit me at work and at home, and I am amazed at the relief that I have gotten. Those are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do. And I've seen that kind of transformation in myself, and hearing Brian's experience reinforces why I take endorsing Relief Factor so seriously. Before I started taking Relief Factor myself, I was losing hope that I could ever have a normal life again. My hands were in so much pain. It's created by doctors, 100% drug-free product using 4 key ingredients. It supports the body's natural inflammatory response. Hundreds of thousands of people have ordered Relief Factor, and like Brian and me, over 2/3 of these people go on to order more month after month. So don't wait. If you're dealing with pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Call 800-4RELIEF or go to relieffactor.com. Don't wait anymore. Feel what it's like to be out of pain. 1-800-4RELIEF.
Oh, damn. Gas prices are going to go down just like he said. Oh, crap. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, sport track on tour extraordinaire. Mechanical Mangler at the controls, as always. It's Flounder, and it's only Tuesday. But we got a lot of going on here. We got a million things going on here today. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? We have Holy Crap at Sports. We have Pete's Tweets. We have Flounder's Funnies, and we have your phone calls at 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Dun, 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 dun. Beautiful sunny day, freaking 75 or 6 or something like that. All is well. And we didn't get that tornado alert business, so I guess we skipped that. A lot of bad parts of the country getting some bad weather, but it's, that's their problem. Anyway, not that we don't care, of course. Anyway, Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of Macon, sir? Tell you, beautiful. You got some kind of a new, like a moon unit museum behind you today.
It's my new office. I had it put in yesterday. What do you think?
I was going to say, I like it. Yeah, it's kind of white, a little white.
It's got Scandinavian, modern,
Yeah. Yeah, I like country, but I like the old country kind of wood and padded couches and things like that. Kind of old country. My mom, antique dealer.
Looks a little Jetson-esque.
Yeah, I was going to say, like a moon unit of some kind.
Well, just bring a pressure washer in and you just wash it down. It's great.
Well, there you
clean.
Even better.
And I have a halo over my head, it looks like.
I did see that. I was sure that wasn't it, but I'd like to identify it. I guess I'll have to change my opinion. And Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, lovely Veronica, anything going on there with you guys?
No, nothing new. All is well on our side of the fence.
Excellent. Well, it's a beautiful day, and everything's fine, and there's a lot of news going on. And again, the freaking White House. I mean, this is, once again today, I think Pete Hegseth actually had 2 briefings, one with Raisin Kane, the general, head of the Joint Chiefs. And, I mean, it's a man, every time I see it, the problem is we're becoming so used to it, to see Donald Trump and the Secretary of War and the Secretary of State and Caroline Leavitt and everything else doing live, just opening up the world live right there while they're doing business and talking to the people all the time, every day, live stuff. And compared to the last 4 years, we were lulled into, just this malaise or morass of this, just lack of information and just a horrible situation. Now, it's just amazing. History is going to look back on this as the first ever. This has never happened before in any government. There's never been a government has been as open as this one, the last Donald Trump. Anyway, let's see, billion things. Record. If you are driving a car and you have a sticker on the back of your car that says, "Please be patient, student driver," guess what? I don't believe you. You can kiss my foot. How about that? 2, I can't tell you. They're not. 2 student, please be careful, student sticker cars, different times today. One tried to cut me off. Literally trying to cut off my car. Okay. And the other one, tried to race me off the line. And I never race off the line. If I'm, especially if I'm next to a Corvette or a Porsche or something, I never goose it and race you. Tell me to shush, mister. I never race it because it's disrespectful. If some big muscle car comes up to me, I give him respect as a, I don't, and if they take off, I don't care. I seriously never, but a freaking Camry or something, just trying to, force me out. I was just, and your stupid sticker doesn't work. I don't care what your sticker says. I'm not giving patience anything if you're trying to force me off the road. How about that? Yeah, and by the way, I think it's all a bunch of crap. I think it's just, people who put it on there so that, as though you're supposed to, you go ahead. I'll you're good. Or something. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to start off grumpy. Also, I have an apology. I think I've been calling the Strait of Hormuz the Strait of Vermouth. I don't know where I don't know what's happening here, but it's Hormuz.
Need yourself a drink or
in fact,
maybe
what the hell? What do you put vermouth in? I forgot. Is that margaritas?
No, I think it's a Manhattan or a old fashioned, right?
No, martini maybe. Yeah.
No, wait a minute. What the hell did I used to put vermouth in? Margaritas, I think.
Margarita doesn't have. I think a Texas margarita has a little vermouth in it, maybe.
And I'm thinking, what's the one with not a B-52? Is that what I'm thinking of? Oh no, a White Russian. Isn't that the? I think it. That's the other one. That's the other liquor. Crap, I can't remember. What the hell's vermouth? I think it's
most notably dry martinis, sweet Manhattans, and bittersweet Negronis. Negronis, Negronis.
Negronis. Dry martini. Yeah, that's what it is. Didn't James Bond shaken, not stirred, vermouth? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Somebody just dinged me. I'll bet somebody's listening right now.
Phrasing.
And hello. Yeah. Here we go. It's now I have the number, but I don't have the name, and it says Martini. So thank you. 770 call. And I don't have. I hate it. What I have. People I communicate with, but sometimes I have their name under a different thing. So this phone number, I don't know whose name it is, but I know the person obviously because they're a friend of mine. I have their number.
Ask him who it is.
Okay. Now I'm going to be embarrassed.
He's listening, so
I know, but I'm going
in a minute.
In fact, I did that with my Sky Babe. One of my ladies who works in the airline industry, married to a pilot, and great people. And she was my secret source for information on the airlines and stuff. And I had her in a different name. And when she texted me one time, it's Peter. Okay, well, all right. He's listening. Thank you, Peter.
Does that narrow it down for you?
Yeah, a little bit. Anyway, 309, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. There you go. All right. Well, I'm glad we solved that. What else important? Okay, we're going to go. We got weird stuff here, including a horrible Georgia story about young girls and fighting and bullies. And here we go again, and it turns deadly. I mean, it's just there's something's way wrong here with our youngsters, especially girls. There have been movies about it. It's true. There's something's going on here. But first, Flounder, let's play that first soundbite of the thing that surprised the living crap out of me. I think Pete sent it last night and found this thing on social media someplace. So you ready to go? Let me ask you a question. Yeah. Just for the record, here's a question. Hey, Tucker, what in the actual heck?
What the heck?
Hey, Tucker, what happened?
Tucker, I barely knew her.
Hey, Tucker. Oh, Tucker. See, when I point, that means the machine's not cooperating. Somewhere in here is a sound.
Oh, I thought you were just saying Tucker.
No, this is
usually
my God.
Well, usually you say cut.
Unconditional surrender means foreign troops get to rape your wife and daughter if they want. And everyone knows that. And that has been, if there's one consistent lesson of history, it means unconditional surrender means foreign troops get to rape your wife and daughter. Everyone can feel that. That's like the most atavistic instinct there is. And so to avoid that, people will do anything. And so that's why it requires that level of force to get a population subdued to the point of unconditional surrender. That's why. And so in this case, of course, we don't have the ground force necessary. I don't think Americans would voluntarily participate in it. I just don't think we can do that. It would require weapons of mass destruction. It would require
what the hell is
nuclear weapons in order to do that. And let's not lie to ourselves.
You're the Army. You don't volunteer
hold on a minute.
battle.
First of all, he's talking about unconditional surrender. Maybe during the Mongols, where they took the women of the Circes or whatever. That I'm sure that was true. That was the thing. But that doesn't happen in a couple of thousand years, or this is under 1,000 years, or what? 1,100, or oh my God! And then he goes not only from the Donald Trump. What he said is basically Donald Trump wants to make it so American soldiers can go to Iran and rape their women.
Yeah, that's
what
exactly
he said.
what he said.
That's exactly what he said. Donald Trump's doing this so we can rape their women. And then he goes and says, well, of course, you're going to have to use nuclear weapons because they're going to fight back. Oh, my God. So first he's saying we're going to rape their women. That's why we're doing this. And then we're probably going to have to use a nuclear weapon to blow the whole place up because they're going to fight back.
Well, first of all, anytime someone starts off with, well, everybody knows this, you immediately, nobody knows that.
Tucker Carlson, what happened?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. When he was with CNN, he was a little liberal.
With a bow tie.
He was conservative. He was liberal.
Bow tie.
He went on MSNBC. He was totally liberal. They still called him a conservative. He wasn't. He was a rhino at best. He goes to Fox. He's getting a paycheck from Fox. All of a sudden, he becomes very right-wing and actually started making sense a little bit.
Yeah.
But now he's off on his own, and he wasn't making a lot of money being the way he was on Fox. He decided, well, I'll just go the other way. He's either compromised, paid off, or both, in my opinion. The man needs some money, and he's just selling out to whoever will pay him. And for Megyn Kelly, who had finally got her reputation back, to jump into the pool with him and Candace Owens, what are you doing? You're killing your career.
But it can't be money. They can't need the money.
Well, she thinks she's more important than the president. So that woman's got an ego, obviously.
But that's a terrible reason to go out on a limb by saying things like that just so you can disagree with the president. I mean, again, I don't understand.
Clickbait. People watch it and she gets paid for it. She gets paid on the
clicks. She doesn't need the money. I mean, I don't get how many. I mean, she couldn't spend all the money.
Being against the war because it wasn't why he won elected. He was going to get us out of these wars.
I see that.
I can see being mad at him for something like that, standing on your principle. But to be this vehemently against bombing the hell out of the people who've been killing us for 50 years, and if they get a nuclear, will try and kill us with those. Death to America every other day, who are evil, should be wiped off the face of the earth. I'm talking about the leadership, not the people. I'm telling you, so to be against that, there's something wrong with it.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe it. In fact, when I heard this, and oh my God, I thought it was AI. All right, we got more. I'm in sure. What do you think? 404-741-1230. And now the polls are saying that most Americans are against Donald Trump going to war in Iran. That's just all politics. Yeah, it depends who you're asking. I mean, what a crock this whole. Anyway, we'll 314. Look, here we got.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Bortz, and stay connected at the office. That's extra1063.com.
So let me get this straight. It's in the 70s. It's sunny. It's growing season. So Stovall and Company's ready for you. They only got 1 million got 11 locations, and Paul and the boys will get there quick. If you need something delivered on a job site, wholesale landscaping supplies, your company to call is Stovall Incorporated. And, they have the plants and trees and flowers and shrubs. And you ought to see the bushes. They have growing plants, flowering bushes and spirally growing things. It's unbelievable. And again, you can trust these guys. Not only that, if they don't have something you need, they can tell you where else to get it. I can't believe it, but they're so above board. You love doing business with them. It's probably on the way already. StovallInc.com.
If you're looking for strength, capability, and reliability, it starts with Ford. And it starts at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs.
From the legendary F-150 to the adventure-ready Bronco to the versatile Explorer, Ford builds vehicles designed to handle real life.
And at Jim Ellis Ford, Sandy Springs, you'll find a great selection in stock, competitive pricing, and a buying process that's fast, fair, and straightforward.
No pressure, no confusion, just a transparent experience focused on helping you find the right vehicle.
You can even get started from home. Shop online, value your trade, schedule a test drive, complete paperwork before you ever step into the showroom.
Or come in and work with a team that respects your time and get you on the road quickly. That's how buying a Ford should feel.
Get started at JimEllisFordSandySprings.com or stop by the Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs showroom, conveniently located at 7555 Roswell Road, just 4 miles north of I-285.
Jim Ellis Ford Sandy Springs, where you can always expect the best.
The future of lacrosse starts here. Join the Georgia Swarm in their 10th season for Grow the Game Night, Saturday, March 14th at Gas South Arena, presented by Singleton Marine. Lacrosse is one of the fastest growing youth sports in America. So join the Swarm this Saturday night to inspire the next generation with fast-paced National Lacrosse League action. The Georgia Swarm is the South's home to professional lacrosse. Get your tickets for Saturday, March 14th at 7:30 p.m. Gas South Arena at georgiaswarm.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. It's 2026 and it's going to be a great year. So let's start the year off with a quiz. So what's the difference in a criminal and a socialist Democrat? Well, a criminal wants to steal your stuff, but a socialist Democrat wants to steal your freedom. So let's talk about safes. The Atlanta Safe House has the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Brands like Browning, Champion, and Fort Knox. With over 500 safes in stock, we are the place to buy a safe. So come by the showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPsETC.com.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. Well, a little whiny there, Miley. Although I have 3 of her songs on my Magic Music Stick. Miley Cyrus, on this day in 2023, released her 8th album, Endless Summer Vacation. 3 big singles, Flowers. It set streaming and chart records and spent 8 weeks on the top of the Billboard Hot 100. It was Miley Cyrus's second #1 in the country, topped the charts in 36 other countries, too. River and Jaded were subsequent singles in March and April of 23. The album officially debuted at #1 in 10 countries and was in the top 5 of 17 official charts. I don't know any of these songs. I have on my music stick, I have The Climb, which I really like, and I have When I Look at You, which I really, really like. And then Wrecking Ball, I always misunderstood. Wrecking Ball, I said, you come in like a rainbow, and all you want to do is rape me. I totally misunderstood the words there. Anyway, Miley Cyrus, a lot more successful than I ever thought, actually. Kind of a skank, but, you know. Let's see, birthday list. Oh, birthday list includes Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is 86. Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad he's never cried. Chuck Norris can blow bubbles with beef jerky. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris, ladies and gentlemen. It's a incredible story. By the way, Chuck Norris, 80 freaking 6. Chuck Norris has a black belt or higher degree in 5 different disciplines.
He could kill you.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to. I mean, think about it. 5 different disciplines. He's got black belt or higher status. I mean, that's how. I mean, you do that for a living. I mean, you have to do. Believe me. I mean, anyway, it's just amazing.
What kills me, this man fought Bruce Lee in movies.
Yeah.
This is how long he's been around.
I know. Well, he's 86.
I know.
Hey, I mean, 86. Wow. Let's see. I'll just stay in history, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. The famous photograph was taken on this day in 1970 in the old executive office building of President Richard Nixon bowling. The copy of this photograph is hanging over the Dude's Tiki Bar in the Coen Brothers movie, The Big Lebowski. Richard Nixon was an avid bowler. He had a 1-lane bowling alley built in the basement of the White House in 1973. And he had in fact, didn't he cover up the pool or something? Or did someone? Yeah, I think he covered the swimming pool, I think, didn't he?
To put the press room in, didn't he?
Yeah. Anyway, he was a bowler. We used to bowl. Well, I grew up in New England, so in the wintertime, that's what you did. I mean, we played basketball indoors, but if you want to do something on the weekends, we went bowling. And in fact, I've told you, I even have we actually, for a while, guys, this is back at our old radio station, we started bowling, and my golfing buddy, Danny McLefty, PGA pro, and I started doing it, and I actually had my own bowl. I still have my own bowling ball that I had fitted for me. I had measured my
I tell you, some of the best day drinking that we ever did was in a bowling alley off Hambrick Road in Stone Mountain, Memorial Drive. You go into that seedy little place and you come out blasted, and the sun is still out. That's pretty bad.
I love it. By the way, speaking of sporting activities, and bowling is a sport. I mean, but again, but for some reason on my phone, and I don't know if it's a Reels thing, but it's not all the time. I'm getting all of a sudden video after video of girls playing frisbee. Doing frisbee golf, where they're trying to, throw it like 200 yards into a tin basket or a metal thing. And I don't know, I don't know where that came from, but I think it's, by the way, it's very sexy. I'd love to see girls doing athletic stuff. I think, plus they all happen to be gorgeous. Again, that's probably AI. I don't know whether that's real or not. But again, in fact, I've decided I'm trying to stop myself when I look at these freaking reels, because I know they're not real. There's a story about like a cougar saved a little boy who fell into a pool or something. I mean, I just. Please. By the way, speaking of weird video stuff and weird media stuff, here we go. CNN, quote, 2 Pennsylvania teenagers crossed into New York City Saturday morning for what could have been a normal day, enjoying the city during abnormally warm weather. But in less than an hour, their lives would drastically change as the pair would be arrested for throwing homemade bombs during an anti-Muslim protest outside of Mayor Sohran Momkami's home. Here's what we know so far. Yeah. 2 Pennsylvania teenagers. Holy crap. What would have been a normal day, enjoying the abnormally warm weather. And of course, they took this down immediately, and from CNN, and it's just, here we go. The media just, I don't know how they don't have some kind of embarrassment. And again, CNN also, I think it was CNN and MSNB, SUX, and the rest of them. Senator Mark Kelly, the former so-called astronaut. Senator, didn't he want to shot a girl in the face? I'm pretty sure he shot a woman in the face or something. And he was... No. That's not true. He had never been arrested anyway, I don't think. So he was doing an interview, and he just saw it on the news, and he said, we have not accomplished anything in Iran. We have not accomplished a single thing in Iran. Donald Trump is just doing... I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. Don't you have a TV? I mean, these people are unbelievable. In fact, Senator Mark Kelly's, as far as I'm concerned, he's a freaking traitor. Even worse, he's a coward. Here's an astronaut, a military guy. He's a freaking coward. As I recall, he was not standing when Donald Trump was awarding the medals of honor to a couple of heroes, and they all sat on their freaking hands. How could a military man and an astronaut sit on his ass when the Medal of Honor is being awarded to 2 old-timer heroes? I mean, you dirty freaking coward. And the only reason he stood on his fanny was because he was afraid of the Democrat Party saying something mean about him. You little freaking coward. You dirty, rotten, pansy, fairy coward. Seriously, honestly, God, he should have been the one in the whole room to stand up and applaud and sit back down. Or at least stand up and tip his hand or something and sit back down again would have been something at least. In fact, I'll bet he would have been admired, and I'll guarantee you Trump would have pointed him out. Instead, as far as I'm concerned, he's a dirty, rotten, chicken-livered, yellow-bellied coward. Afraid of being picked on by his Democrat Party. And instead, he'd rather just mock a ceremony awarding the Medal of Honor. I just can't believe these people. They can't. How can they live with themselves? He doesn't believe that. He doesn't. He was dying inside because he wanted to, be part of a ceremony saluting heroes who were awarded the Medal of Honor. And he sat there like a freaking coward. God, these freaking, honestly, they're all like that. They're all afraid. Why are they afraid?
They're not afraid. They love their party more than they love their country. All they care about is their party.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, there's no other explanation. There's no other. You can't explain it any other way.
It's power. They want power, and they don't care what they have to say or do to get it.
Well, think about the fact that the issue of not funding Department of Homeland Security unless we open the border. They're holding up because they want to have so-called border, security or something or other in their way, which would be to open the border and give everybody national citizenship so they can vote. And until they get their way on open borders for illegals, they're going to hold up I can't believe it. Honestly, I think the Department of Homeland Security should take every criminal they've arrested and put them into the cities of these people who were, voting no. And just here by the plane load. It just makes me so freaking mad. I mean, it's so anti-American. There's no possible explanation for it. Anyway, we'll talk more about the war here coming up in a second. Also, now Pete Davis has an AI segment, but now Pete, it's not. I haven't talked to you about the particular segment coming up that you're doing today. Other than it's not the same as this former Jets football player, right?
No.
Okay. So we'll do the AI later, but I'm going to talk about this incredible. As far as I know, this is the first case of a murder trial involving ChatGPT. As could be a witness, theoretically. But first, a sad and brutal story, and I tell you, I'm too old to understand what's going on there because I haven't had kids. I used to go to the when I was married and had the barman as my stepson. I would go to the bus. I would take him to the bus stop every morning in our neighborhood in Alpharetta, and I would go to the bus stop with him. And then when I put him in prep school at Lovett, I used to drive the prep school and pick up the kids. And when I was driving, I would never say a word. I mean, I'd say hi and be friendly, but then I would just listen. And I would listen to the, 2 or 3 or 4 of them in the car talking and doing, and I kind of tuned in. But that was 25 years ago or more, 30 years ago. And now, but again, especially these young bully girls, have you heard about this story? This is incredible. A young girl in Villa Rica named Jada West, according to her family, she was a new student at in Villa Rica, and we get the name, the Mason Creek Middle School. And she apparently, her mother said her daughter had been a frequent victim of bullying since her recent transfer to the school. And the other day, Jada West, this 12-year-old girl, was having an argument with another girl in school. It became an argument on the school bus, and the bus driver kicked them both off the bus at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And the fight continued, and all of a sudden there's some video places, and one of the other girls said, "Everybody knows I kick ass, so please don't start with me," the other girl said. Then there was the fight broke out between Jada West and the other girl. They were punching and slapping each other, and then they fell to the ground with a loud thud, and a friend called out, "Oh my God, Jada." She fell on her back. She got up and walked away, but then had to be rushed to the hospital and died. She's dead. 12. In a girl fight over God knows what, being bullied. Her family says they were bullying her. And one of her aunt says they failed. They, I guess, meaning the system, the school, they failed my sister's child because we're all broken up by this. She's never been in a fight, but she stood her ground against a bully. and she's dead, and she was 12. Girl fight, elementary school. I mean, this is just horrifying. No charges filed so far that I know. Not yet. Douglas County. It's straight down the road. I mean, what horrible. 12 years old.
It's sending your kid to public school is now a damn death sentence in some places. Yeah.
And this bullying thing, I mean...
well, that's the parents.
Yeah.
It's not the kid's fault. It's the parent. It's the teachers.
You go
and the
right to the school.
That put up with it and overlook it. Yeah. So it's part of growing up. Yeah. They're the ones that keep it going.
Yep. You end it. Anyway, 3:31. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Okay, we're off. Here we go. All right, stand by.
Stream Atlanta's only conservative voice anywhere you go with the Extra 106.3 app. Now equipped with Apple CarPlay. That means you'll always have Extra's crystal clear HD stream right on your dashboard no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
Okay, nothing like the present to get taking care of those ugly windows you've been putting off for all this time. Okay, the winters, well, we still may have some bad weather coming, but still, this is time to get on board here because I've got well, I don't have a deal, but my buddy Jeff does at Peach State Windows. Guy I've worked with for started 25 years ago or something, and he knows all about Georgia weather and, codes and building things and what your house needs. And here's the deal. This, these big national firms with stringers and part-timer folks can't touch this stuff. How about a deal with 8 premium Energy Star double hung replacement windows fully installed for $39.95. 8 of them installed under $4,000. Those big national outfits, they don't want to hear about this stuff. And you also don't get Jeff's personal service. I mean, he does, this is the thing, the whole family's involved here, and he's got contractor stuff to make sure this is exactly what you're looking for. Oh, how about this? How about 0% financing for 12 months? Here's a number, 770-485-8011. Make those uglies go away. Priced right and trusted and proven. PeachStateWindows.com.
Here today with Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan. And Evan, we're told to enjoy retirement, but frugal investors often worry about overspending and running out of money. So when it comes to your clients, how can you help ease some of those worries?
Well, it starts with income planning. And, here's one of the most common mistakes. It's almost every single person when we first meet with them, they have no income plan. Mm-hmm. They have a thought, they have a hope, they have hey, if we make enough money, we'll be able, hopefully, to make this money last, but there's no plan. And so we build comprehensive income plan that we know this is how we're exactly going to pay your bills in retirement, and more so because, look, retiring isn't about, well, I've got enough to survive. It's about enjoying life. You didn't work 30, 40 years of your life to get by in retirement. You did it to enjoy the things that you've always wanted to do. And so we're going to build a second component that covers that quality of life. That every month, every year, regardless of what's happening with the market, regardless of what's happening in your life, this money's coming in like clockwork, and you never have to worry about it. You never have to stress about it. You're going to be able to keep the lights on and enjoy the kind of lifestyle that you're looking for.
The name of the show is North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan. And Evan, you say it all the time on the show, a play is not a plan. You've got to have that comprehensive game plan when it comes to your retirement.
You've got to. It's the only way to, 1, make sure it's going to work, and 2, make sure it's going to work efficiently.
If you'd like to schedule that complimentary retirement income review, call Evan Ward and his team with Atlas Retirement. That number is 678-736-7799. Again, it's 678-736-7799. Or you can always reach them at the website. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, it's Lowe's, here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
At the Honest Car Guy, the entire process is completely transparent. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee, and we even prove it by giving you a copy of the bill of sale. We can sell you any make, any year, any model, and at the Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
Opioids can start as a prescription for pain, but misuse can happen quickly, and addiction doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone. Take medications only as prescribed. Never share them and store and dispose of them safely. If you or someone you love is struggling, help is available. Call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Prevention starts with awareness. Learn more at GeorgiaOpioidHelp.org. Sponsored by the Georgia Opioid Crisis Abatement Trust.
Immaculately designed and manicured backyards can significantly enhance your property's value and visual appeal. And by adding a customized, professionally designed and installed artificial putting green from ATL Turf Co., it'll take your home to the next level. ATL Turf Co.'s custom greens are designed to replicate tournament-level green conditions with realistic ball bounce, roll, and speed, and has a stimp meter of 10 to 12.5. So maybe it's time to consider artificial turf.
Hey, this is John Flading from ATL Turf Co. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
I wonder if my neighbor would let me put a green in his yard I could go over and use. My crew shows up one day. My neighbor says, "What are you doing over there?" "Hey, I heard the ad. I got to get one of those." Anyway, 336. How you doing?
Do you ever chat with your neighbors?
No, I don't. I have actually. I used to. One neighbor. I buy them around. They're all from foreign countries. I mean, I'm not making that up. Which is fine. There's no problem with it. But my neighbor on my left, I know doesn't like me, and I don't know why. I know he doesn't. Because I start my car. It's kind of loud. Anyway, but I never start my car early. I mean, I'm very polite, and I always make sure I put it on the low setting for everything. I mean, I'm very polite in the neighborhood. But there are other guys. Almost no one ever waves high or anything like that. It's just they keep their high beams on at night when I'm coming home. If I'm driving I mean, it's just I don't. And I'll tell you, in fact, you know what? I'll tell you one quick horrible thing. There's one guy who has a pickup truck. And in my neighborhood, when you enter the neighborhood and turn to the right, it's a cul-de-sac. It's a townhouse cul-de-sac. When you turn to the right, there's a very sharp curve that by the mailbox. You turn right and you go, first where the mailbox is, sharp curve around and down and then up a hill for the things. Okay, there's a guy who parks his pickup truck right in front of the mailbox in the middle of the sharp curve. And the back of his pickup truck sticks out so far that if you're come up from the other direction and a car's coming in to turn to the right to go around the mailbox, I collide with people. I have to go a long way around so I don't hit somebody coming in. And I even talked to the manager of the homeowners association and said, "Will you tell this guy to move the truck? Just have him put it up 20 feet farther left. And it'll be away from the sharp part of the middle of the curve." And I won't do it. I mean, that's my neighborhood, and I don't care. I'm alone. When I ride my chopper out, some will wave to me, and they got kids. But again, I don't know neighbors, and I'm there. I helped my other neighbor when he was gone to India for a month. Remember that? And I took care of his plants. I put his plants on my deck and took care of his plants and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, it's so strange you don't know your neighbor. You're the type of the Hale and Hardy guy who goes into a room and goes up to people and hugs them and asks them how they are and knows their family's kids' names by heart. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing, isn't it? So warm and friendly.
He was, when you finally nut up. And Fox 5 shows up the cameras to interview your neighbors.
It's going to be on TV.
Your neighbors, here's something your neighbors will never say. Kim Peterson was a loudmouth who never kept to himself.
He was everywhere. He never shut up. Spoiled every party.
Ubiquitous. Even.
Anyway. I talked over your whole freaking record there. I'm sorry. It was 2010. Pink Floyd, on this day in 2010, won his court battle with EMI, and it stopped the record company from selling single downloads and ringtones on the internet from their albums. Pink Floyd, their back catalog was second only to the Beatles in 2010 at that time, and he won his court case because they were trying to cheat him out of his, due money. Anyway, birthday. I'll do a musical thing here. Robin Thicke birthday today, 49 years old. And John Schultz. In fact, Pete Davis, we mentioned yesterday, one of the, I think it was the lead singer for Boston, passed away.
Yeah.
I think it was in his 60s, maybe. I think it was fairly, it wasn't new. But, well, today, another birthday from Boston. The lead guitarist, keyboardist, and songwriter Tom Scholz is 79 today. And by the way, Tom Scholz has a master's degree from MIT, which is fairly impressive. And on this day in history, 1982. On this day in 1982, all the planets align on the same side of the sun. Some had predicted this would cause catastrophic disasters on Earth. 1982, this was. In 1974, John Gribben and Stephen Plageman wrote the book, The Jupiter Effect, which became a bestseller. It predicted that this would cause a number of disasters, including a great earthquake on the San Andreas Fault. Again, their book in 74 predicted disaster when the planets aligned in 1982, 8 years later. Well, they predicted the San Andreas Fault, the earthquake. No. After the disasters failed to occur, Gribben and Plageman said, hey, let's do another book. Okay, so they did another book called The Jupiter Effect Reconsidered. And then they said, oh, no, actually, it took place in 1980, 2 years before we thought it was, and it was why Mount St. Helens erupted.
Yeah.
We were right all along.
Right. It's like those doomsday preachers who always said that the world would end on this date.
Oh,
they go hang out on the hill somewhere and it wouldn't happen.
Oh, I moved the decimal point. Damn it. Yeah, I didn't carry the 4.
I do my abacus tilted the wrong way.
The nerve, the balls on these guys. Well, we'll just write another book and say, we told you so, but we were right all along. You just didn't know it at the time. I mean, my God. And they're on the beach with hot babes, drinking margaritas and stuff. 2 books.
Why aren't we doing stuff like
just that? Unbelievable. I look, that's the thing. That's the curse about, when you've been around a long, long time, you look back and say, why the hell didn't I, there's so many things that you just didn't think of or weren't part of. Anyway, it's all good. All right, 342. Timber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Pete Hegseth, the War Department Director, said that this will be the biggest intense day of strikes in Iran yet. And he said, we're winning with overwhelming and unrelenting force on our objective. The focus won't change. We will not relent until the enemy is totally and decisively defeated, and we'll do it on our timeline and at our choosing. And then Raisin Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, said our ballistic missile attacks from Iran on other states in the Middle East had dropped 90%. There's 50 Iranian ships, and the Navy's damaged or gone, blown up, or destroyed. Overwhelming display of technical skill and military force. The most fighters, the most bombers, the most strikes. Intelligence refined better than ever. And, it's really an incredible achievement so far. And we'll see. And, of course, Donald Trump says we're not going to live under a threat of a nuclear blackmail scenario anymore. And this new supreme leader is impotent. He's apparently impotent and a lightweight. And, by the way, this new leader, the son of the daddy who was killed, Ayatollah Khamenei, even put in his will. He did not want his son to take over because his son had no experience and was kind of light in the intellectual department. The Ayatollah himself said, don't pick my son. They picked his son. So, and again, Donald, really, I don't know where we go from here. Donald Trump says that's not going to work. So then are they going to keep, I don't know what happens now. We'll see if this, in fact, is the biggest bombing rate of all. Trump, maybe speaking live here, Flounder. Or is that just... No, I think that's Fox. I'm sorry. It says live, but it's got 2 different pictures up, so never mind.
That's just a picture of Trump and Vance.
Okay. In fact, but again, what's amazing, Donald Trump goes live like 2 or 3 times a day. And again, just please compare that to the last time and tell the people what you want for your next administration, what kind of leadership. Let's see, 345. Pete's going to do an AI segment a little later, and here is a preview of what's going on in the world. And I'm really, here we go. And it's going to change everything. It already has. a former top draft pick in the NFL by the New York Jets, Darren Lee, is accused of beating and stabbing to death his girlfriend. And the prosecutor now says that the suspected killer used ChatGPT for advice on covering up the crime. And we'll more of this in a second. We'll take a quick break here, and we'll come right back. When he asked GPT, this is this accused killer. Don't know what to do right now. Fiance did her crazy thing, and now she's messed up. She isn't waking up. What do I do? And the bot says, I got it. Here's what happened. Here's the safest way to handle it. And framing it without police trouble. And he talked about whether a slip and fall can cause puncture wounds. Anyway, we'll get the story here in a second. Timber Pete and Flounder, 404-741-1230. And if you're going to the airport, you're going to have to wait at least 4 hours because the Democrats won't fund the DHS. 4 hours. Really? 4 hours. All right,
You've been here 4 hours now.
You go home. You eat too much.
Seinfeld Party 2. Seinfeld Party 2. Oh, my God. There we go. 346.
Extra 106.3 is focused on the issues that matter most to you. Inflation, housing costs, healthcare, and taxes all shape the political landscape nationally and in Atlanta. And President Trump continues to fight the good fight so you'll have the chance to live the American dream. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Join Daniel Matalon, CEO of A Second Chance Bail Bonds, and co-host Tug Cowart as they bring together law enforcement, justice insiders, and voices from every part of the justice system, victims, advocates, and people who've turned their lives around. It's not PR, it's not fluff. It's an honest talk about what's working, what's broken, and how to build a better path forward, one second chance at a time. This week's guests are Director of Operations for A Second Chance Monitoring, Lindsay Schmidt, and Director of Operations for A Second Chance Bail Bonds, Jesse Fellabaum. Justice unfiltered. Unfiltered, informed, and unbiased.
So, you had a long day. You decided to stop for a cocktail on the way home. The next thing you know, you had one too many, and you just got pulled over. You need A Second Chance Bail Bonds. A Second Chance can get you or a loved one out of jail quickly, in most cases, in a matter of hours. A Second Chance Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Get help now. Call 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT, or contact them online at atlbail.com.
Attention, extra listeners. Tax season is here. Do you have a retirement tax strategy in place? Because tax planning for retirement is not just about reporting your taxes, it's about planning them. We work with you to create an efficient tax plan to take you through the next stage of life, the next 10 years, 20, 30, and beyond. We'll help keep the golden years golden. Our fiduciary team provides personalized guidance to keep your financial future secure. Don't wait. Plan now for peace of mind. Schedule your complimentary consultation today at masterplanretire.com. Masterplan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Masterplan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Masterplan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Is your entire home winter ready? Every entry point? Cold air is invading your home through your windows, entry doors, and your biggest entry point, your garage door. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Keep that cold air out of your home and save on your heating bills with energy-efficient windows, entry doors, and garage doors from All Four Seasons. We're proud to be celebrating a quarter-century of quality work and customer care. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
Hey, it's Kimmer. Let me ask you something. When you paid your health insurance bill this month, did you think, how am I supposed to keep paying this and I don't even use it? Feels like a waste of money. Well, that's where a lot of people are right now. It's too expensive, but you can't afford to not have it. So what are you supposed to do? Well, that's where my guy Steven comes in, the health insurance doctor. He does this every day. That's why they call him the health insurance doctor. He'll look at what you have and tell you straight if there's a better way. Here's an example. This is true. One family was paying over $3,000 a month. Now it's around $1,200 without sacrificing coverage. Does not happen for everybody, but shows it's possible. And yes, there are plans with PPO networks, no deductible options, year-round enrollment. Anybody can sit around and just complain about their premiums all year, but not everybody can do something about it. My friend Steven, health insurance doctor, 678-523-0759. You could be saving money before you even know it. The health insurance doctor, 678-523-0759. healthinsurancedoctor.net.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
I remember liking one of the Dixie Chicks songs some time ago. Until 2003, a concert in London. The little fat blonde one, Dixie Chick lead singer Natalie Maines, said that the band was ashamed of the President of the United States being from Texas. President Bush hailed from Texas. She was from Lubbock. This was during the run-up to the invasion of Iraq. And this little bimbo said she's ashamed that Bush is from Texas. Well, there was a little outrage among a lot of Americans, including a whole bunch of country music fans. And didn't they just change her name now to the Chicks? And then disappeared, I think, as I recall.
I thought Dixie. They were the Hooers now.
Yeah,
the fat Hooers.
Fat Hooers. She's a whore. She's a whore. Oh, golly darn, here we go. Our birthday list includes, another musical birthday, if you don't mind. Our musical birthday list includes Dean Torrance. 86. Dean Torrance is the dean of Jan and Torrance from the famous musical. Well, no, Dan and Jean, of course. That's what I did there. Dean Torrance, Jan and Dean guy, 86 years old.
I wonder if his family, they named Torrance, California after his family.
I wouldn't be surprised. Unusual.
Well, you know where Tarzana got its name?
I don't know. The movie?
That's where
Edgar Rice Burroughs?
Yeah, Edgar Rice Burroughs lived.
I'll be damned.
They named the
wrote
town
Tarzan.
after him.
I'll be damned. I did not know that. No, Tarzana, California, right? Wasn't it?
Yep.
I'll be darned. I guessed it only because I remember reading his book, Edgar Rice Burroughs. I mean,
I'm telling you, if you got a young boy, you go.
That's when I was a young kid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how let Kimmer teach him how to shake your hand.
You grip it firmly and look him in the eye when you're holding it. Oh, sorry. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Never gets old.
Shaking hands. Shaking hands. Hands shaking. Oh, God, I'm going to get in there and erase that one night when you're not here. Semper Fudge was a long time ago.
Well, my point being
yes,
that his book, his John Carter series, John Carter, Warlord of Mars, there's 11. They're little pulp fiction books. You can read them in an afternoon. Every young boy should read those books. You talk about adventure, and it'll teach you courage and, what you're supposed to be doing. And the movies wasn't bad either. They got panned because Disney screwed up the media and the stuff. But I'm telling you, it's not a bad movie, John Carter. And those books are great for young boys.
Huh. I used to read Hardy Boys.
Yeah, I read Hardy Boys.
Did you?
These are better than Hardy Boys
Yeah.
because they're actually sword fights and good stuff going
cool.
on. So.
Cool. And a quick history thing here, which I learned a couple things when I was going over this last night or this morning. On this day, 1876, the first discernible speech transmitted over a telephone system, Alexander Graham Bell. After working for a year with a gifted mechanic named Thomas Watson, they spent trying to put his ideas of working with harmony and a transmitting speech vibration system electronically between two different receivers. And it was on this day, a year after they started, that the words, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want you," were actually sent. This was 3 days after he was awarded the patent for the telephone. And by the way, a few hours later, another inventor you may have heard of, Elisha Gray, filed a patent with the patent office about seeking a patent for a telephone transmitter. Alexander Graham Bell beat him by 3 hours, so Bell got the patent, granting him ownership of the telephone instruments and the telephone system by 3 hours. He demonstrated it personally later on. Alexander Graham Bell helped the deaf. He worked with Helen Keller. He used his royalties to finance oral education of the deaf, served as president of the National Geographic Society, and Alexander Graham Bell experimented with the possibility of flight. He built giant man-carrying kites and a hydrofoil craft, among other things. What a story.
A couple things also in this Death by Lightning movie on Netflix. They show when Garfield got shot, they couldn't find the bullet. And he came in here with basically the first metal detector and tried to find it, and probably would have, but he was sitting on iron metal springs and it screwed up the machine.
I remember
and they
that
realized
story.
that later, afterwards. And second of all, that was the first example of what he said, the first telephone, of a hot mic, because he didn't think anyone would hear him when he said, "Mr. Watson, come quick, I want you."
Yeah.
He didn't know the mic was on.
That's right. And wasn't also when Abraham Lincoln was shot? Didn't they also try to get some kind of a early X-ray of them? But he was on a metal thing.
Maybe
I don't know. I can't remember anyway.
I don't think they had that.
I don't know. Anyway, 350.
But that was a joke, by the way, about the hot mic thing about Mr. Watson. I want you.
Oh, I thought it was a true story. I'm going with true story. Well, it was.
No, what he said was true, but
yeah.
He wanted him for another reason and didn't realize the mic was on it.
Well, they were lovers. We have nobody covered it up for you decades. I mean, it's just So, by the way, I have an update on a former Beatle who may have been gay all this time.
What?
I'm sorry.
Now, there's always the rumor that John had a little thing with Brian Epstein.
I think I have a little bit of information on the whole issue, the documentary, and I've got some inside scoop here I'm going to have to relate to you a little bit later on here. But first, your founder's funny. Here we go.
A lot of wives complain that their husbands do not listen.
I think.
I have never heard my wife say this. She may have.
You weren't listening.
I don't know. Yeah. But here's what I do know. Ladies, your husband wants to make you happy. He's working on it. He's planning it. He's thinking about it every second. He cannot do it. He cannot do it. He does not know how to do it. Sometimes we do it. We don't know how we did it. We can't ask, "What did I do?" That looks like you don't know what you're doing. Can't do nothing. Woman says, "I can't believe you're doing this." Man says, "Doing what?" Woman starts crying. Man says, "I didn't do anything." Woman says, "Exactly."
A little Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Anyway, how you doing? Beautiful Tuesday afternoon, hot and sunny, up almost 80 degrees. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And always appreciate your calls. White House giving an update on war's going great, and we got all that stuff coming up here. And ChatGPT and a murder trial. Here we go. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's Tuesday. Look out.
WMOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
The objectives remain the same. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. And as the U.S. and Israel target Iran's nuclear and missile programs, the White House says the commander-in-chief will decide when the objectives have been met.
And that Iran is in a position of complete and unconditional surrender, whether they say it or not.
Spokeswoman Caroline Levitt also facing questions on the president's claim he struck before Iran could strike.
He is looking at this every single day based on intelligence, based on facts.
After what she calls a good faith effort to negotiate with Iran.
And Iran chose this path to death and destruction. Iran wanted to attack the United States of America, and the president was not going to sit back and allow that to happen.
Iran showing no signs of surrender.
We had an incoming ballistic missile attack here in Tel Aviv in the past hour, and we're seeing reports of 2 explosions at the Baghdad airport, the military section that houses U.S. forces.
Fox's Nate Foy.
But we did see a big offensive as well with what Secretary of War Pete Hegseth described as the most intense day of airstrikes. U.S. military officials say Iran is adapting on the battlefield, but American forces are adapting quicker.
Now, there's no word of injuries in the Baghdad explosions, but in more than a week of fighting, the Pentagon now confirming about 140 U.S. service members wounded, in addition to the 7 who've been killed. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer accuses the president of risking Americans' safety and the world's economic stability based on whims.
It's dangerous. It's incompetent. It's sort of like a second grader running this war.
Also predicting the new supreme leader won't be inclined to give up leverage over the critical Strait of Hormuz. President Trump just posting again about that narrow passage, this time warning that if Iran has placed any mines there, they should be removed immediately or face military consequences. Oil prices tumbling today, but stocks also finished lower, the Dow down 34 points. America is listening to Fox News.
Let me share Brian's story. He's in Alabama, and he wrote in, he said, Glenn, after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain had started to limit me at work and at home, and I am amazed at the relief that I have gotten. Those are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do. And I've seen that kind of transformation in myself, and hearing Brian's experience reinforces why I take endorsing Relief Factor so seriously. Before I started taking Relief Factor myself, I was losing hope that I could ever have a normal life again. My hands were in so much pain. It's created by doctors, a 100% drug-free product using 4 key ingredients. It supports the body's natural inflammatory response. Hundreds of thousands of people have ordered Relief Factor, and like Brian and me, over 2/3 of these people go on to order more month after month. So don't wait. If you're dealing with pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Call 800-4RELIEF or go to relieffactor.com. Don't wait anymore. Feel what it's like to be out of pain. 1-800-4RELIEF.
Oh, but this is familiar. Oh, my God. I didn't know that was this group.
That's the Pretenders.
Well, I'll be damned.
How could you not know that he talked about it constantly?
Yeah. I know it. But
she hated it. She hated he used that song.
I know.
But her dad loved Rush, so she said it was okay.
I'll be damned. Rush Limbaugh theme, 2006. 2000, I'm sorry. I got to get my goggle here. 26 years ago today, Chrissie Hynde got busted. Pretender singer Chrissie Hynde arrested for leading an animal rights protest against Gap, the store Gap, accused of using leather from cows slaughtered illegally and cruelly. She got busted for taking place of the protest in Manhattan, leading the protest 26 years ago, 2000 today. And by the way, don't they... when they slaughter cows, don't they bang them in the head first and knock them totally unconscious and then cut their heads off, right?
They used to hit them with a sledgehammer. Yeah. I don't think they do that anymore.
They have a machine. They put them in a like a neck brace thing, in a like a cage thing, and have the neck
they go in a roller and they shock them or electrocute them, and they're dead in like a second or a second.
Yeah.
No Country for Old Men. He used that machine. That
was an air gun.
Air gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know they either knock them unconscious or I think Flounder just said electrocute, whatever it is, something. So they don't know what's going on. And again, I mean.
You don't want to know.
No, you don't. I don't want to know what's in a hot dog either.
I had 3 corn dogs earlier, so no, I don't want no.
Oh, God. And let's see, it's a birthday here. A birthday list includes John Hamm. John Hamm, 55 years old. John Hamm was Don Draper on Mad Men. He's on the Tyler Sheridan show Landman, which we've talked about. I've never seen it. Do you guys watch that? I think you do. Do you not watch that?
No.
Flounder, do you watch Landman?
Really good, yes. I highly recommend it.
What's that about? I forgot.
So he's a landman. It's kind of the world of oil and whatnot in Texas.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And again, wasn't it one of the weird actors did something really provocative? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. There was some crazy, I don't know whether it was well, I can't remember what it was, but there was some, the guy who played, sure don't like them French fried taters. What, isn't he
Billy
in
Bob
it?
Thornton, he's in it. He plays the landman, yeah.
And he did something very controversial in the, I can't remember what it was.
Well, one thing, they made fun of The View, and another thing is...
that was one of them, yeah.
And I'm not sure anything else,
Full
really.
front nudity.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Full frontal nudity. Yeah, which is weird.
I like them French fry potatoes.
There you go. John Hamm, 55, on the Landman. Also, John Hamm was a great FBI supervisor in The Town with Ben Affleck.
He's only in the first season of Landman, but he plays his performance is awesome. He plays a great role, yeah.
Huh.
Fargo, too.
His role, when the series Fargo, holy cow. And that's one of the greatest endings. For when you, if that,
is that where he's on the horse and they try to come on his property?
Yeah. I mean, he's the, and he's the, is it the sheriff? I forgot. Is it the sheriff or the sheriff or the, whatever. And by the setup of I won't give the whole thing, but he is a bad guy. And he does bad things, and he runs a place, and he's, a tyrant and so forth. And he gets his comeuppance, and especially involving, and again, who's that old lady actress we didn't recognize at first who played the mama of the whole
Jennifer
bunch?
Jason Leigh?
I think it was Jennifer Jason Leigh. Yes, I believe that's true. And that little chickie who's kind of weird was the daughter that
the British girl.
Yeah.
Really good.
And then it was as far as I can remember, I think it may be the greatest series finale episode of any series. That I'm trying to think of a better ending of a series episode of a series.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. But when she said, and by the way, I've also given money to everybody in the prison, something like, oh my God. I mean, just what a great series that was, The Town. And he was also in not only Fargo, but also, he's the new Top Gun Maverick boss in that movie. And another thing, if you ever watched 30 Rock, there was a section when what's her name, Liz, got involved with him somehow, and every time they would go out together, the story was for the show 30 Rock was that John Hamm, as the actor, was so pretty that he could do anything and be a total idiot and get everything wrong, but he was so pretty that everybody loved him, and all the girls, when she go into a restaurant with him, they wouldn't even pay attention to her. It was like she wasn't even there. It was just a really funny show that he was willing to, look like an idiot for the show. It was really, really a good job, I thought. Anyway, John Hamm, birthday today. Now, 408. Quickly on this this business with ChatGPT. This was I really find this amazing. Former New York Jets football player Darren Lee is accused of beating to death and stabbing to death his girlfriend. The prosecutor in court has said that Lee asked ChatGPT for advice after he killed her. She was found dead by police in a blood-soaked home in Tennessee. And he got on ChatGPT and said, don't know what to do right now. Fiance did her crazy thing again. Now she's messed up. She has 2 swollen eyes. I didn't do anything. Self-inflicted. She stabbed herself, slit her eye. I don't know, but she isn't waking up or responding. What do I do? ChatGPT. ChatGPT said, got it. Here's exactly what, and then there's a redacted word. I don't know what that means. Here's exactly what something is the safest way to handle it without framing it as police trouble. ChatGPT said, yeah, it can happen. He asked about if someone could slip and fall and cause puncture wounds. ChatGPT, yeah, it can happen, he said. Chat said, can a slip and fall cause puncture? Yeah, usually under specific conditions. I can help you sanity check whether it lines up with a slip and fall or if it's something that should be evaluated ASAP. The DA says this guy used ChatGPT as a legal advisor. Dozens of conversations back and forth, 2 days, what he did to her in detail. He asks how to cover it up. He asks ChatGPT, what do I say when I call 911? Then he claimed when the cops showed up, he claimed that she suffered from narcolepsy and must have fallen in the shower. Okay? Fallen in the shower. That's how she died. Well, she was topless when they found her. She had severe brain trauma, a broken neck, bruises all over her body, large bite marks on her shoulder, bite marks on her thigh, stab wounds in her legs, and significant blows to her face. The house was covered in blood, stairways, rooms, railings. The microwave was shattered, broken bottles and glass everywhere, and she fell in the shower. Yeah, that was how it was. Anyway, but he used ChatGPT, and I don't know whether they can. Well, I mean, I guess that's a thing. Wouldn't it be weird if they actually call up to see if ChatGPT has a recording of it? In fact, do they record?
Of course they do.
Yeah. Well, oh, man. How'd you like to be the first murder case where your phone testifies against you for what you said to try to cover up the murder?
Now, Grok says, and another one, it too has something that you can trade messages and not even they can read them, and it's all encrypted and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? These things are always listening because they're trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah.
So, of course, they're keeping all that info.
Yeah. I mean, but which is why they need so much electricity, too, because they're keeping every bit of information they've ever collected. Has to be stored. Has to be kept somewhere.
Yeah. The cloud isn't a Nimbus cloud up there. It's a real thing somewhere in North Carolina. It's a warehouse.
Unbelievable. I mean, seriously. Asking your phone how to help you cover up a murder, and you get the advice you want. Oh, my God. I mean, seriously.
Should we ask No, I'm not going to ask Grok, because then it'd probably cancel me and not let me get on it anymore.
I wonder. Well, I wonder if if they do that.
Just hypothetically, Grok, could I?
If I do it, ask if you were writing a book on how to cover up a murder.
No.
What are the best ways?
I'm not getting on anybody's list. I'm sorry.
Oh, mercy. Holy! I mean, this is really incredible. I tell you what, Flounder, this is a fairly quick bite. Let's replay the first soundbite we did today with Tucker Carlson. In case you didn't hear it, I think we played it at the beginning of the show, and I'm going to play it every hour because this is freaking astounding. Here is former bow tie wearing liberal Tucker Carlson talking about the war in Iraq, and this is what Tucker Carlson now says.
Unconditional surrender means foreign troops get to rape your wife and daughter if they want, and everyone knows that. And that has been, if there's one consistent lesson of history, it means unconditional surrender means foreign troops get to rape your wife and daughter. Everyone can feel that. It's like the most atavistic instinct there is. So to avoid that, people will do anything. And so that's why it requires that level of force to get a population subdued to the point of unconditional surrender. That's why.
That's why Trump's bombing him right now. Yeah.
So he's saying after World War II, when Japan and Germany, we went in there with our U.S. troops and just raped anybody we wanted.
Yeah. Well, hell, my father was an ensign in the Navy. I remember he raped probably 15 or 20 a Filipino girl. Oh, no, he didn't. I'm sorry.
Before noon.
Unbelievable. I mean, where would you even get, 1,000 years ago with a Mongol or who, I don't know what the ancients were who did
the
that
Huns,
kind of stuff.
The Mongols.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's unbelievable. And Tucker Carlson is deliberately trying to say that Donald Trump is doing this so we can rape the women, and then they're going to fight back so we might have to use nuclear weapons? What's the matter? I mean, what a psycho.
He's trying to get, seriously, he's trying to be relevant again. He must be really hurting.
To what end, though? Are the Democrats now, is he their new thing now? I mean, is he their new leader? It's almost the exact opposite.
I think he's the wacko leader. I think he wants to be the wacko leader. You know, what was the guy that used to be, that he's not around as much anymore because he's been sued out of existence? What was the big loudmouth guy?
The guy that Shannon Burke always used to talk about, the Texas guy. Deal. Oh, God, you had just millions of lawsuit dollars. Oh, God.
He said Sandy Hook was
former talk show
fake.
Guy.
Alex Jones.
Yeah, Alex Jones. Yeah.
I mean, Tucker Carlson is now kind of the reverse Charlie Kirk of almost. I mean, it's just the damnedest thing.
And Candace Owens and now Megyn Kelly have just gone off the deep end.
Man, all right. Hold on. 414, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230 if you'd like to join us. And who wouldn't? We got tweet. Want to do tweets now? We'll do some tweets.
Sure, let's
do a little tweets here. And we got Flounder's Funnies and Holy Crap at Sports. And we got tweets next coming up. Look out.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Day after day, if you look for it, you can see the failure of our government education system vividly displayed. Recently, it's over the price of gasoline. The dumb masses, not everybody, but just the dumb masses, are upset because gas stations are increasing the price of a gallon of gas immediately upon learning that they're going to have to pay more for the next tank truck full of gas. The people are screaming. They shouldn't raise the price until they get that new load of more expensive gas. Now, I learned over the years how simple to make this, even for people who are government educated. Let's say you only have 1 gallon of gas to sell. We're going to simplify this. You paid $2.25 for that 1 gallon of gas, and you're selling it for $2.35. 10-cent profit. But then you learn that the next gallon of gas you buy from the supplier is going to cost you $2.45. Well, say the great unwashed, after you've paid $2.45 for that gallon, then you can sell it for $2.55, and you'll still have your 10-cent profit. But wait a minute. You have $2.35 in your cash register after you sell the original gallon of gas, but the next gallon of gas is going to cost you $2.45. You don't have that much money. You are out of business. Your only recourse is to go ahead and charge $2.55 for the original gallon of gas you already had. That will leave you enough money to buy another gallon of gas to sell and still make your 10 cents. Government-educated myrmidons are incapable of understanding that, just the way so many leftist politicians want it. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Well, if you're looking to grow and plant stuff, this is your time, and this is Stovall & Company, your third-generation wholesale landscaping supply company, the people to get a hold of, Paul and the boys. And again, as a family business, they really go above and beyond those folks who are kind of national firms using stringers or whatever. Stovall & Company, almost 1 trillion locations, okay, 11, and they've got all the trees and plants and irrigation systems and sprinklers and bushes and flowers and trees and sod and concrete stuff to help build an outdoor fireplace. They've got it all. And if they don't have it, something you need, they can tell you where else to get it. I've never heard of such a thing. What a company. StovallInc.com.
If you live in Georgia, you already see it. The cars are turning yellow, the pollen is here, and this year, with an earlier and warmer spring projected, it's hitting even sooner. But here's what matters most. It's not just what's outside, it's what your family is breathing inside. Your kids, your pets, you. Your HVAC system doesn't just control the temperature. It circulates the air throughout your entire home. And without proper filtration and purification, that air can carry pollen, dust, and allergens right through every room. Central specializes in whole home air purification systems. Advanced filtration, humidity control, and high-efficiency carrier systems are designed to support healthier indoor air. When you combine air purification technology with dependable carrier performance, you're creating a cleaner, more comfortable environment for the people who matter most. Right now, you can receive up to $1,700 in rebates plus 60 months 0% financing on qualified systems, making it easier to protect your home before allergy season peaks. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com today. Central Heating and Air, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mike Fitzgerald?
No, I think you have the wrong number. Wish I could help you.
Well, you could if you were Mike Fitzgerald.
Who is Mike Fitzgerald?
Mike Fitzgerald is the only realtor I'll talk to because he can sell my house fast for a great price and even in this market.
Yeah, I'm definitely not Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh, I figured that out because Mike Fitzgerald would have sold my house already.
Selling your home? You need Mike Fitzgerald from the Harry Norman Realtors team. Visit brokermike.com or call 678-780-HOME.
Who can tell? No, God, I hate her. Well, I don't hate her. I still do things, but anyway. 1996, Alanis Morissette won biggest whiner for best album for Jagged Little Pill. She won. This is 1996. Best album, best female singer, best rock album, best songwriter, and best single at the 25th Juno Awards in Canada. Alanis Morissette. Isn't she the one who also did that ridiculous song, Ironic?
Yeah.
And not one thing she mentioned was an example of irony. Not one. Bad timing, maybe, or unusual.
Well, that's ironic.
It wasn't ironic. Yeah, that's ironic that it was nothing in there was ironic. Dear God. All right, hold everything. Oh, I can't. She's so annoying. And now something soothing and wonderful.
This is that song.
Oh, God.
Meow, 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 meow.
Oh, mercy. Carrie Underwood's birthday. Carrie Underwood is 43 today.
No song is beyond being improved by meowing through it.
And on this day in history, 1970, little celebrity thing in the news here. Excuse me. 1970 on this day, Suzanne Summers is arrested for passing bad checks for about $100. On this day in 1970, Suzanne Summers avoided prosecution by paying off the checks that she faked. At the time, Suzanne Summers was a struggling actress and a model and a sales clerk. She had done a little TV work as a prize model for the game show Anniversary Game in 1969, hosted by her future husband, Alan Hamill. Well, Suzanne Summers in 1970 was busted for that, but she went on to star as Chrissy in Three's Company in 1977 to 1981. So 7 years later, she became a big star. And then she did that thigh master business and stuff. All this. Chrissy. And now, 422, we got some showbiz news coming up here and stuff. But first of all, we got Kevin, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. We got memes. We got one-liners. We got a lot of stuff going on here with the news and everything else. And we also got a little some that we like to call Pete's Tweets.
Neo tweets about the Iranian women's soccer team asking to stay in Australia rather than go back to fascist Iran.
Yeah.
Where are the feminists? Where is Greta Thunberg?
Yeah.
Where is Angelina Jolie? Where is Jane Fonda? Where is Natalie Portman? Where is Amal Clooney? Where are the libs? Where are they?
Yeah. Anybody say anything about this? On the left side, the fighters who want to live in
feminists.
a different, who want to get out of America so bad,
Hypocrites.
Yeah.
Well, they like to yell about things in the West because nothing will happen to them. But where there's actual, real handmade tales going on overseas, Islamofascism, no, we're not saying anything about that.
Yeah.
Kathleen says she usually does not post political messages, but what this country really needs now is a wider, shorter plate of nachos. No more tall plates of chips. We're only the top layer gets the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. What a good point. Spread it out a little.
That's right. Spread out.
Spread out.
I got you. Spread out. I got my slightly. Anyway, Mike, the engineer, asks, what did communists use before candles?
What did communists use before candles? Probably protesters. I don't.
Electricity. Eddie says that 5 years ago, I crapped my pants in an escape room. It's my brother's favorite story to tell. Today, he had frontal lobe surgery, and there was the potential of memory loss. The first text he sent me after the operation was, I survived the surgery. And I still remember what happened in the escape room. When you earn a PhD in Finland, you get 2 ceremonial prizes, a black silk top hat and a sword. The hat represents freedom of thought, the sword, your duty to defend truth and knowledge.
Finland.
Pretty cool. Yeah,
wow, that's
cool.
really cool.
WTF tweets, my daughter said if she got straight A's on her report card, could I take her to see the movie Dumbo? Well, she got straight A's, so I took her to Disney World instead. To which Il No replied, shaking my head, baby girl learning early in life that men don't listen.
Well, he might learn it early.
LR tweets, so this week my 8-year-old brother kept asking for 2 of whatever he gave him for lunch, like 2 sandwiches and whatnot. My mom didn't think anything of it. So this afternoon, a parent approached her and thanked her for sending lunch for her son while she was in the hospital.
What?
Is that funny to you?
Sure, I get it. I missed it.
She the kid was asking for extra food to give to his friend who didn't have lunch.
Yeah,
because his mom was in the hospital.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not a joke.
No. I used to bring extra food to a kid. It was a little. Well, never mind. In like 5th grade, I used to bring food to a kid who had mayonnaise sandwiches.
Yeah. Alexia tweets, before you get into an argument, remember this quote. A bee does not waste its energy trying to convince a fly that honey is better than crap.
First time you crap on my potatoes. Oh, mercy.
Yeah, there's speech tweet.
And a quick, how about this? A quick Babylon Bee. Mayor Mamdani Kami condemns New Yorkers for making Muslims throw bombs at them. That's an incredible story. And one more. Iran warns America it has a huge stockpile of supreme leaders. So just forget.
Right. Well, they've been blowing up our missiles with their buildings.
That's another one. And Obama's confused about why bombs are falling on Iran instead of pallets of cash. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world with those idiots. 426. A little showbiz news. This is kind of a weird story. And again, the nags on The View, they just, it's almost really just comedy now, what's going on. Here's the latest. Do you know this actor, Timothy Chalamet, or Chalamet? He just win something? He
didn't win the Golden Globe or the SAG Awards. He was surprised he didn't win there, but he's won in the past.
But leading role for the Call Me By Your Name, Bob Dylan, The Complete Unknown. I mean, he's a very famous young actor, 30 years old, I think now. Anyway, he was doing a town hall type thing at the University of Texas with Matthew McConaughey, and Matthew McConaughey was asking about things like, he's an Oscar-nominated actor, said ballet and opera. It's like, hey, keep this thing alive even though no one cares about this stuff anymore. No offense to people in ballet and opera. And all of a sudden, another panelist girl in there said, hey, 3 of your relatives, your grandmother, mother, and a sister, are members of the New York City Ballet Company. Sunny Hostin has a background in ballet, and she said, oh, yeah, I'm offended by this and disappointed by Chalamet saying flippant remarks on the arts. I didn't realize he was that vapid and that shallow. And then Whoopi Goldberg got into it. Here's what, actually, let's play the Chalamet. I'm sorry, I forgot, Flounder has both the Chalamet. Here's the Chalamet comments first, and then you're going to hear a Whoopi Goldberg react. Here's this Timothy Chalamet guy.
I admire people, and I've done it myself, to go on a talk show and go, hey, we got to keep movie theaters alive. We got to keep this genre alive. And another part of me feels like if people want to see it, like Barbie, like Oppenheimer, they're going to go see it and go out of their way to be loud and proud about it. And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership. But, damn, I just took shots for no reason.
Well, that was his comment. Happy,
kill
laughing, joking around.
Kill the web.
Yeah, and well, Whoopi Goldberg was fit to be tied. Flounder, here's what Whoopi had to say about the whole affair.
So when you crap on somebody else's art form, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to see, and you probably didn't realize it until you said, oh, I'm in trouble. But then you compounded it. Yeah. And said, 14 cents? Yeah. No, when people get mad, it'll be a lot more than 14 cents. That's right. So be careful. I'm just saying, be careful, boy.
Be careful, boy.
Boy, you notice how she said boy?
And Whoopi said of the feted actor, he's a boy to me. No disrespect, a phrase he used after his remarks at the town hall. And Whoopi said, don't apologize when you're insulted. It doesn't sound right. You can't say this is dumb, no disrespect. That's absolute disrespect. But God, Whoopi.
It's a joke. He made a joke, for God's sake.
I mean, come on.
It's true.
I mean, please.
I'm sorry. Good for you if you like opera, but most people don't.
Yeah. And I've been to a ballet. I mean, and by the way, that I don't want to talk about ballet.
Well, the Nutcracker. Who hasn't seen the Nutcracker?
Absolutely. I mean, please. But I'm not going to go to an opera. I mean, seriously, I'm just not.
Well, you know what Mark Twain said the first time he saw it? They said, "What'd you think about the opera, Mr. Twain?" He said, "I haven't heard caterwauling like that since they burned the orphanage down."
4:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? 1063. Look out.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Then it's Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck at noon, and the Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. And hang out every night for Jesse Kelly at 6 and Jimmy Fela at 9. And stream it all live in crystal clear HD on the Extra 106.3 app.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
Well, I got my tax information off then, my tax guy, and of course all my receipt stuff and everything goes in a safe, which you should be doing the same thing from Atlanta Safe House. In Alpharetta, they moved to a new location now, Union Hill Road in Alpharetta. And Mark was telling me they have 500 of them right there ready to go. And, when you get a safe delivered to your home or office or wherever, it's done by a military or police or off-duty firefighter or stuff like that, because you can trust them in your home or your office. And they've got rebates and deals and sales and, summertime coming up. And if you're going to be going on a long-time vacation, get your safe now, get it all set to go. Or, if you have a convention coming up or a meeting for, got stuff coming in for a long time, you can rent a safe for crying out loud. And by the way, they have more Browning and Fort Knox and all the top brand safes than anybody else in this part of the country. Rebates and sales and specials. My first gun safe was a Browning. And by the way, it's not just gun safes. In fact, they have portable safes, little portable pistol safes, too. Take with you if you're going on a trip or something. Honestly, big safes, little safes for file drawers and jewelry and bows and arrows that they've got. They can build you a vault door for crying out loud. Always deals going on. Check them out, AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
We found a better way for customers to buy a car, an honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee. We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal. The honest car guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. Many people assume their taxes will automatically go down once they retire and stop collecting paychecks. Sean, is this a dangerous assumption?
It can be, because you know what? Lower taxes in retirement can be a myth. It's not always true. Right? Remember, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxed, right? Your traditional IRA and 401k income is 100% taxable, so that needs to be accounted for. And that's why it's so important to find ways to reduce or eliminate your taxes wherever possible.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
Hey, look, now is the time to start looking ahead and identifying your tax liabilities in retirement. Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get a copy today by calling or texting the word WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters on everything from Social Security to investments to income planning. We include guides in there as well as on strategies for income planning, for taxes, and even dealing with recessions in retirement, among other things. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text the word WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. And the team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Firm does not provide tax services.
It's official. President Trump has endorsed Burt Jones for governor.
Burt Jones has been an incredible leader. This man has my complete and total endorsement, and I really want to see him win.
Burt Jones is a trusted Trump conservative who's leading the fight to end Georgia's state income tax.
He's going to make a great, great governor. You will be very happy, Georgia. Burt Jones has my complete and total endorsement.
Paid for by Burt Jones for Georgia.
Did your security provider sell your account to another company? Or are you unhappy with your current security service? I'm Matt Harvey with Alert 360 Security. We protect the homes and businesses of over 12,000 of your friends and neighbors right here in Metro Atlanta. Our award-winning customer service and 5-diamond certified monitoring start at just $15.95 a month. Switching to Alert 360 is easy. Visit alert360.com to learn more. Sign up in March and get a free electronic door lock. Protect what matters most with Alert 360.
I know this referee thing is.
Welcome to the Kimmer Show.
Starting to draw it down a little bit on the old.
Let's check in with Pete on the
Patience line with a
story
count. I took it
stories
easy this
covered.
morning too, so I'm giving some credit.
Of the 7 stories that you woke Flounder up with
that's a great number right there. 7.
I held it down.
That's a good number.
And I kept looking for more as we went on, so that's all right. Yes.
5.
Well,
you have already done.
There you are. Well, see,
that might be your highest number yet.
That's almost hard to believe.
Highest percent. Hey, are we giving away Hank Williams Jr. tickets today?
Oh my God!
Yes, we are. We're going to give it
figure out how to do it.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give them away after Pete's tweet or after Holy Crap It's Sports.
At 5:30.
5:30 we'll do it.
And do we have
after 5:30?
Do we have a? Can we get them ready for a contest question, or will you want to wait till then? Any topic?
What do you want to do, Flounder?
Flounder, do you
Pete will have a question yesterday.
I will have a question.
He will have a question, so it'll be similar to yesterday, where it won't be too complicated, but...
we don't want you to look it up on the computer to see if you know it.
Exactly.
It's Hank Williams tickets and
Hank
also...
Williams Jr.
And Sammy Kershaw at Ameris Amphitheater. And again, apparently they're asking me to host like an open house where I'm going to have like a wine bar and so the ladies can come over. Yeah, have some party games before the concert.
I have a charcuterie board you can borrow. It's brand new, never been used.
Mike, I'll be right there. So that'll be kind of exciting. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? And let's do a birthday list here before we get. Edie Brickell is 60 years old today. Edie Brickell is a well-known singer, but she's also known as Paul Simon's
punching bag.
Punching bag. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, but on the other hand, and now again, you know more about that than I do. But they were married. They got married. She's now 60. She married Paul Simon when she was 25, and he was 50. Yeah. And now she was 25 when she married Paul Simon. Now she's 60 years old, Edie Brickell, and they have 3 kids. Wow. I didn't even know that. 3 children. I didn't know any of that.
Is that the one he took to Graceland and wrote the song about? Was that with her?
No, the one.
Another.
No, that was a different.
With Carrie Fisher, maybe. Yeah.
That was. What? It's a pretty love song. What the hell was the name of that song? Oh, I love that song too.
It's called Graceland.
Oh no, the Graceland thing.
Graceland.
Yeah,
Graceland.
no, he had a beautiful love song with a girl's name in it too, and I can't remember what that was. Real pretty.
Kathy's song is beautiful.
Yeah, Kathy's song. Yeah, Kathy's song. That's what it was.
The live version is wonderful.
Beautiful song.
I've got it on my phone.
Do you? Yeah, that's a very pretty. And I don't have that on my magic. I should have Flounder put that on one of these days. So I figure
bring it in tomorrow.
I'll try to remember that. And on this day in history, it's 439. On this day in history, 1922. After years of being repeatedly arrested and detained by his country's British colonial rule, for his leadership in Indiana's drive for independence. Activist spiritual leader Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi is arrested in Bombay on the charge, most serious yet, sedition. He got sentenced to 6 years in prison. India and Pakistan shook off the yoke of colonial rule in 1947. Gandhi lived to see Indian home rule, but he died the next year when he was assassinated in New Delhi by a Hindu extremist in 1948. In 22, in the sedition sentence, thanks to a bout of appendicitis, Gandhi was released from prison for medical reasons, served 2 years, and then continued fighting. And just briefly, some of his memorable quotes. Repeated today, they say here, be the change that you wish to see in the world. An eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. And the greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Mohandas, the great Mahatma. Kim Pete and Flounder, 440-404-741-1230. Pete Davis and Holy Crap in Sports, are you going to talk about the giant pooper pants and the baseball thing? What's the giant pooper pants guy? Yeah, on sports? Yeah. Okay, coming up. That's good. In fact, he's going to, he's got a question, an ethical question for you. And just a sportsmanship type question coming up in Holy Crap at Sports a little after 5 o'clock. So we'll get to that a little bit later on. Now, speaking of, I mentioned something before, and now I will tell you, I looked this up and took pictures of it on my phone so I could do the story here. I didn't want to bother Flounder. Here we go. Okay, Paul McCartney says Yoko Ono claimed John Lennon was probably gay. Paul McCartney said there was an interesting claim. He said in an interview with Vanity Fair, Paul McCartney said Yoko Ono married to Lennon for 10 years, more than 10 years, before he died in 1980. She told Paul McCartney that her husband might have been gay during a phone call shortly after Lennon was murdered in 1980. Paul McCartney says, I swear she rang me shortly after John died and said, I think John's gay. I went, I'm not so sure, said Paul. I don't think so. Certainly not when I knew him, because we'd been in the 60s, been around with loads and loads of girls.
Shared rooms.
Yeah, I bumped into him, seeing him jacking a lot of girl action. McCartney opened up about the Beatles' history in the new documentary, Man on the Run. He said he slept with John very often, but there was never, quote, anything. There were rumors of John Lennon's sexuality swirling around traveling with Brian Epstein, who was gay, and the manager. And Paul said, I saw this as a power play, which was very much John's personality. Brian would ask him as a homosexual thing, a good-looking boy who Brian fancied. They went down to Spain, had a fun time. No doubt John would play into the thing, whatever that means. So anyway, even Yoko thought that John might have actually been gay, or maybe a little switch hitter kind of, I don't know. Anyway.
It's that the revisionist history. Everybody famous was gay. That's what they always have to say. It's like the Russians saying, we invented everything. They go all the way back to Alexander the Great. Oh, he was gay. Aristotle, oh, of course he was gay. I mean, all of them.
Yeah.
Leonardo, of course he was gay. Michelangelo was gay. Everyone famous is always gay.
Man, anyway. Let's see. More judge affair against Donald Trump. An Oregon judge this time has said that federal agents are going to have to stop the way they're using tear gas at protests. The crowd control munitions during protests outside the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement building in Portland. So federal agents are trying to defend a federal building from a crowd that got out of hand. But a U.S. district judge has issued an injunction on behalf of protesters and journalists, so-called freelance journalists. The judge said, spraying all these chemicals and tear gas at these people is chilling your First Amendment rights. So he's now demanding it was after a 3-day hearing. A demonstrator wearing the famous chicken costume and some old married people in their 80s and some free people testified about chemical spray and projectile munitions against them. The judge said there's evidence in court showing officers spraying spray in their faces and they were only engaging in passive resistance, and deploying tear gas and pepper ball rounds into crowds is illegal. At most, it was passive resistance, peaceful and nonviolent protesters.
Bull.
Yeah.
Molotov cocktails and bricks and concrete blocks and concrete and milkshakes. They can bring anything, but the police have to stand down and let them hit them.
And by the way, what would you do if some girl protester shows up with a whistle in your ear while you're trying to block them from getting into a federal building? And just, you don't think you would react to that with I guarantee you, Yeah,
she'd eat it.
Yeah, there would be a different opening entirely. Chilling, the judge called it.
Let's just skip over that last part.
Don't look back. The judge now says they are banning agents from using chemical or projectile munitions like pepper balls unless somebody poses an imminent threat of physical harm. The DHS says we're doing that now when they're coming at us, Anyway, the judge said agents cannot fire munitions at the head, the neck, or the torso unless the officer is legally justified in using deadly force against that person. Now, wait a minute. The judge has now said unless you think you're going to be killed, you can't use tear gas in somebody's face.
Well, just say you thought you were going to be killed.
Hey, we're going to kill me, Your Honor. He said he was going to kill me, Judge. I had to spray him. I mean, this is astounding.
I'm not the guy to ask about this. I think the Kent State National Guard had the right to do what they did. So,
well, they burned down the freaking ROTC building, as I recall.
They were hitting them with rocks.
Yeah.
They were pelting these 18-year-old kids with guns, with rocks, and expecting nothing to happen.
I mean, please. And the New York mayor, Mondami Kami, the famous Jew hater, is now bringing other famous Jew haters into New York City at Gracie Mansion. That story's coming up. Kimber, Pete, and Flounders, 4:45 already. Holy crap at sports and so much more, and more Flounders funnies and everything else here on 106.3. Happy Tuesday. How's it going? I gave you dirty laundry right here. Look out.
The communist with
Toyota Tacoma will make sure your move is the one at Marietta Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event now through March 31st. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own your Toyota. And if you currently own a Tacoma, Tundra, 4Runner, or Sequoia, you may qualify for $1,000 in loyalty cash towards that new Tacoma, no trade-in required. We've got Tacomas in stock and more arriving. You can choose right now to set up and drive it home. Special APR is available, 4.99% APR for 72 months for well-qualified buyers. Remember, visit us on Cobb Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium. Marietta Toyota, since 1975, we've been here and we'll be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. $1,000 loyalty cash available to eligible current owners on selecting Tacoma. No trade-in required. Offer ends 3/31/26. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Drake Baldwin. Everyone knows my winning team on the field, but when there's no hot water, I need a win at my home base. When it comes to plumbing, my winning team is Superior. Superior Plumbing is there whenever I need a leak repaired, toilet replaced, or a water heater installed. For over 40 years, they've been Atlanta's go-to plumbers. And Superior is still locally owned. For Superior, there's no job too small.
For Superior, the honest one, call 770-422 Plum.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers. Looking for the right tools, equipment, and expert advice for your next project? Head over to Howard Brothers. They're the best one-stop shop for outdoor projects. With locations across North Georgia and a team that's always ready to serve, let Howard Brothers be your go-to for outdoor power, service, hardware, and more. Stop by today or visit howardbrothers.com. The grass is always greener and projects always easier when you take care of it with Howard Brothers.
Attention, extra listeners. Tax season is here. Do you have a retirement tax strategy in place? Because tax planning for retirement is not just about reporting your taxes, it's about planning them. We work with you to create an efficient tax plan to take you through the next stage of life, the next 10 years, 20, 30, and beyond. We'll help keep the golden years golden. Our fiduciary team provides personalized guidance to keep your financial future secure. Don't wait. Plan now for peace of mind. Schedule your complimentary consultation today at masterplanretire.com. Masterplan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
The future of lacrosse starts here. Join the Georgia Swarm in their 10th season for Grow the Game Night, Saturday, March 14th at Gas South Arena. Presented by Singleton Marine. Lacrosse is one of the fastest growing youth sports in America. So join the Swarm this Saturday night to inspire the next generation with fast-paced National Lacrosse League action. The Georgia Swarm is the South's home to professional lacrosse. Get your tickets for Saturday, March 14th at 7:30 p.m. Gas South Arena at georgiaswarm.com.
Of all the radio ads I've ever done, I only advertised one thing that I think saved my life. My CPAP machine, sleep apnea. And I found the best CPAP dealer out there ever, Roddy, at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. CPAPsETC.com. Everything you need, all the supplies, shipped anywhere at a price that often beats insurance. CPAPsETC.com. Go take a peek now.
All right, here we go. 10 before 5, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 106.3, the Farm of Atlanta. Look out with Stone Roses. Oh, my goodness. 1995 was this day. Former Stone Roses manager Gareth Evans had a lawsuit of $17 million against the band Stone Roses as their former manager. He was claiming he was wrongfully dismissed, and they made a deal. And they settled, and couldn't name you a song of the Stone Roses. I'm sure they're a wonderful band. Not my style.
Their big hit was Fool's Gold. They had a song called Sally Cinnamon. This one's called Love Spreads.
Huh. Okie dokie. Is this a British group?
Yes.
Okay. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. To the phones. Take priority. Ruby. Hey, Ruby. Yeah, taking your love to town. Hey, baby. How's it going?
Going fine. I have a really cute joke for the three of you. You ready?
I'm ready right now, baby. What do you got?
Okay, it's called Stranded. One day, an Irish man who has been stranded on a desert island for over 10 years sees an unusual speck on the horizon. It's certainly not a ship, he thinks to himself. As the speck gets closer and closer, he begins to rule out the possibilities of a small boat, then even a raft. Suddenly, emerging from the surf comes a drop-dead, gorgeous blonde woman wearing a wetsuit and scuba gear. He approaches the stunned guy and says to him, "Tell me, how long has it been since you've had a cigarette?" 10 years, replied the stunned man. With that, she reaches over and unzips a waterproof pocket on her left sleeve and pulls out a pack of fresh cigarettes. He takes one, lights it, takes a long drag, and says, "Man, oh man, is that good." "And how long has it been since you've had a sip of bourbon?" she asks him. Trembling, the castaway replies, 10 years. She reaches over, unzips her right sleeve, pulls out a flask, and hands it to him. He opens the flask, takes a long swig, and says, "Wow, that's absolutely fantastic." At this point, she starts slowly unzipping the long zipper that runs down the front of her wetsuit. Looks at the man seductively and asks, "And how long has it been since you've played around?" With tears in his eyes, the guy falls to his knees and sobs, "Oh, sweet Jesus, don't tell me you've got golf clubs in there, too."
You got golf clubs? How the fool around? If have like you played around, you got golf club. Ruby. One of these days.
All right.
Very funny. Thank you, Ruby.
When I was a kid, I got a dog from a blacksmith.
A dog from a blacksmith? Really? Really? What's a, kind of...
Yeah, but as soon as we got him home, he made a bolt for the door.
Made a bolt for the door. See, had the skills to get the old ironwork going there made a bolt for the door. See, it was an actual dog bolt. Iron bolt. Our birthday list includes Jasmine Guy. Jasmine Guy is not a guy at all. It'd be silly. Jasmine Guy is 64. Whitley on a Different World, and she was in Harlem Nights. That was a really good movie. I have to say.
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah. And
Red Fox.
Yeah, and who was that cop? talk like this, tough guy cop. He says, yeah, I live in a crappy dump like this, and you're making all the money. It's a great role. He played the guy, I can't remember his name. He's a terrific actor. He played the killer in the Woody Allen movie where the girl who had
Richard Pryor.
No.
White, black?
Mia Farrow in the Woody Allen movie Radio Days. Mia Farrow was in it, and the guy who played the hitman who was going to kill Mia Farrow was this guy.
This should be a new game.
And he played in the movie about the killer and with a 12-year-old
Danny
girl.
Aiello.
Yeah, Danny Aiello. Great actor. He has a whole force about him, and he plays the same basic role.
I mean, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Danny Aiello, Michael Lerner, Della Reese, Jasmine Guy.
Yeah,
Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
What a cast.
Della Reese, was an incredible role.
Yeah, she hit it. Did she hit Eddie Murphy?
He shot her in the foot.
Yeah, shot her in the foot.
Anyway, 4:55. What's something Nights? What is it?
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights. Yeah, just said it. I'm an idiot. Anyway, all right, 4:55. Kara, Pete, and Flounder. Holy Crap of Sports coming up. We'll talk. We have Pete will have a question for you about what was the right thing to do in a baseball game from last night. And I forgot to look at the game. I just I was doing stuff and I got distracted.
It was a good game.
Yeah,
it was.
I
The
bet
pitching,
it was
amazing.
Well,
and the play.
Did Paul Scaines was. Didn't he? Was he the one? He started that game, didn't he? Last night. Oh, hold on. Oh, God, you look so good in that little red dress. Oh, a little ponytail. Oh, she's so pretty. I'm sorry. What was that?
He was almost unhittable.
Yeah. Now, and by the way, is there a thing about him sticking around or not? Well, anyway, we'll talk about it. Pete will have Holy Crap of Sports later on.
Oh, he's sticking around. Tarek Skubal is going back to the Tigers.
Yeah, there was something different. Okay. Well, again, the season's ready to go. I don't blame him for some part. Anyway, in New York City, home of the new commie leadership, Mayor Mamdani Bami hosts the Columbia graduate student who had been arrested by ICE. And so Mamdani has hosted this guy, remember Khalil, Mahmoud Khalil, the former graduate student that ICE arrested, later freed by a federal judge. So Mayor Mamdani, as part of Holy Muslim month of Ramadan, had this graduate student has been at the center of all the ICE detainment issues and so forth, had that guy and his wife and their little boy to the mayor's mansion residence to celebrate Muslim Holy Month. And then talking about how we celebrate the year anniversary of his detention, and we're honored to have them here at Gracie Mansion to break our fast together. This guy, Khalil, was an activist from Palestine, born in Syria, and he was a graduate student at Columbia, but he got arrested because he was part of all those hate group, the Jew hating at Columbia, and they found out that he had lied on his application for immigration status, and he's a Jew hater who's one of the leaders in Jew hating at Columbia University. So they had arrested him because he lied about how he should have been able to get in here in the first place, and they tried to deport him, and the judge said, no, you can't do that. And then it's gone back and forth, and again, it's this judge fair. And the Mahmoud is a New Yorker, says the mayor, and belongs to New York City.
Okay, you can have him then.
You can have him. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, says he's identified as a foreign policy threat. But now he's at the mayor's mansion to celebrate.
Well, how about he can never leave the five boroughs.
Yeah.
If he's New York, then keep him there.
Yeah, he's all yours. Have a ball. Lordy. Coming up, we got a couple of affair love stories standing by. 2 colleges in the news again. Hold on. First of all, little Flounders fun here for you with a camera being
I pulled a muscle recently. I guess it was in my soul. I mean, it was dead middle of my body. I thought it was the front, and then I was like, well, that back hurts too. So... Well, what's in the middle? What muscle is in the middle? I went hiking. I jumped off a rock. A foot high. When I landed, it felt what I would imagine being struck by lightning feels like. I felt it through my fingernails.
That cut off short. I'm sorry. That was Nate Bargatze right there.
Nate Bargatze right there. Well, anyway. By the way, I never mentioned a little history thing in showbiz here very quickly. 1997. This was the day that Buffy the Vampire Slayer begins the slaying. TV series debuted on the WB network. Sarah Michelle Gellar. I'm thinking about the little incident where the other actress and they showed her how to kiss each other. But anyway, they had adventures of Buffy and her friends battling various creatures and forces of darkness. Starred Allison Hannigan, Nicholas Brendan, Charisma Carpenter, Anthony Stewart Head, and David Barantz. Buffy the Vampire Slayer was created by a guy who served as executive producer and showrunner, Joss Whedon. Ratings were pretty good, but it wasn't part of the big four that ran at WB. And they had a spin-off series, Angel.
Yeah.
Ran for 20.
It was a movie, though, originally. It was Christy Swanson and Luke Perry.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a little darker, but...
Yeah, and the series was a big hit. Anyway, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Coming up at 5 o'clock, Kimmer Pete Flounder, and we got so much more to sum up your day for you while you've been working and goofing around. At 5 o'clock, 404-741-1232. Here we go.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
A narrow passage getting widespread attention on Lisa Brady. Fox News that might have placed in the Strait of Hormuz, where 1/5 of the world's oil supply transits daily, but has been held up during fighting in the Middle East.
The White House says the president and his energy secretary are closely watching the markets and speaking with industry leaders to draw up additional options to keep the Strait of Hormuz open after there was a spike in oil prices. So far, though, the U.S. government has not used the Navy to escort oil tankers.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House, the Pentagon reviewing what that might take.
In the meantime, the administration is telling Americans that any increase in oil and gas prices will be temporary, and long-term, the prices will be lower than when the regime controlled the strait.
Oil prices plunging to under $78 a barrel at one point today before rising back over 85, still much lower than yesterday's spike. White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt says the president still wants Iran in a position of unconditional surrender, even if they don't say it.
What the president means is that Iran's threats will no longer be backed by a ballistic missile arsenal that protects them from building a nuclear bomb in their country.
The Pentagon confirming today that in addition to 7 U.S. service members killed, about 140 have been wounded since Operation Epic Fury began. A crowded field on a Georgia ballot today in a special election to replace now former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who resigned after a public falling out with the president.
The district has been reliably red for years. There are 12 Republicans, 3 Democrats, a Libertarian, and an Independent, all listed on the ballot. If nobody wins a majority of votes today, the top 2 candidates will compete in a runoff election on April 7th.
Fox's Evan Brown. The race is to finish Greene's term ahead of a regular election in November. America is listening to Fox News.
Let me share Brian's story. He's in Alabama, and he wrote in, he said, Glenn, after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain had started to limit me at work and at home, and I am amazed at the relief that I have gotten. Those are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do. And I've seen that kind of transformation in myself, and hearing Brian's experience reinforces why I take endorsing Relief Factor so seriously. Before I started taking Relief Factor myself, I was losing hope that I could ever have a normal life again. My hands were in so much pain. It's created by doctors, a 100% drug-free product using 4 key ingredients. It supports the body's natural inflammatory response. Hundreds of thousands of people have ordered Relief Factor, and like Brian and me, over 2/3 of these people go on to order more month after month. So don't wait. If you're dealing with pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Call 800-4RELIEF or go to relieffactor.com. Don't wait anymore. Feel what it's like to be out of pain. 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg. Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and you on 106.3. How's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got Holy Crap of Sports coming up. We got another Flounder's Funnies, and we're going to do a little AI section here. And by the way, this is, a little earlier today, we told about the story of the former football player, as just recently is on trial now for murdering his girlfriend, and he used ChatGPT to help him try to cover up the crime. And he talked to ChatGPT for 2 days on what to do, how to call 911, what to say to the police, how to cover it up, and he got answers from a robot. Pete Davis, AI updates. This is scary, man. This is here. What are we going to bring a computer chat box, audio recordings into court now to testify in a murder trial? Good grief. Pete Davis, what's up?
You don't like video games, do you? You don't play video games.
Honestly,
Xbox, the other one, PlayStation.
I will tell you this. When I had the chance and I learned how to play the original Pong, where you have the bar and you go ding dong like that to try to block it. I loved that stupid game.
You can still get that.
I used to love that game. And the other one I loved, this was incredible. What? It was a screen, and on one side was like a rocket launcher, and on the other side was like a mountain or something, and the rocket launcher was blocked, and you had to guess how far to make the trajectory go up to try to land on the bomb thing. I forgot what it's called. I used to love that game.
There's a little device you can put on your television, like a Fire Stick, and it has like 100 of the old-fashioned games.
I used to love those things like that. And the one, like Frogger, or just for kicks, stuff like that.
Frogger, Asteroids.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
But I haven't done any of them. In fact, I told you before, my son, Barman, I played video games with him once, but, I was a little quite older, and we're playing games, all of a sudden he goes, dink, on with this little pointer thing, on somebody's elbow in the left-hand corner of the phrase, and he gets like 9,000 more missils. And I'm going, no, wait a minute. How the hell did you know to hit somebody's elbow in the upper left corner of that screen to get 9,000 more missils? He said, we just know. What do you mean you just know? I mean, kids, man.
It's intuitive.
Just know.
Intuitive.
It was over. I had no choice and chance.
Poly Market has just revealed that a Petri dish, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, science lab.
They grow bacteria and stuff.
Yeah.
They have used a Petri dish to grow human brain cells. Okay. They took the human brain cells and grew them. They put them on a microchip, to grow them on the microchip. To create a little mini cyborg type thing.
Actually, somebody's actual brain cells they got and put on a
microchip.
Microchip, all right. Okay.
It has learned to play the video game Doom, which is apropos. It will play. They hook it up and it will play a video game.
Well, how did the brain cells? Well, how did the brain cell know? In other words, did the guy whose brain it was play that video game?
I don't even know.
And the
where
memory
they got the
lasted
brain
into
cells.
this. How did the memory of a guy's brain cell go from
itself? It taught itself, I guess.
So in other words, some doctor took a piece of the guy's brain and took some cells from his brain.
We don't know how they grew the brain. I have no clue how they grew it.
But this is real, and they can show that we've seen that. We know that they can have a. Is it a thing in a petri dish that play? I don't understand. I mean, what is it?
They started in a petri dish. They moved it into a microchip. They've combined the microchip with the human brain cells.
And they put that in a computer and then hit play or something, or what do they do? I mean, it's unbelievable.
I don't know how they.
And where the hell did they get? How did the brain tissue learn to play a video game when? Just a piece of cell. Now wait a minute. How could it?
It was a collection of cells.
But did it grow? I mean, this is scary. Wait a minute. You're not going to need humans anymore. In fact, hell, if you can grow one, you can grow them all. So why have more than one human being? And by the way, I assume, therefore, that the brain cells could be able to communicate with somebody else's brain cell in another petri dish. If they could hook it up with an electronic wire to, like a synapse of the brain chemicals and strings in your, oh my God. We're going to live forever. It would be able to live forever. You'll never die. There'll be, you'll be in a room somewhere, and I'll bet it'll be the day where you'll be in a room and you'll be, like some kind of plasma on top of a block of, machinery stuff.
Futurama, your head in a jar somewhere.
Exactly. And and by the way, you have a program where you just never, you live forever, and you just go through the motions of having a thing in your head pretending you're alive.
If you had Amazon, the show, there was at least 2 seasons called Upload. The first season was very funny. It's like you don't die, or right before you die, they basically cut your head off and they hook it up with something, and your entire life experience goes into a computer simulation in which you live in paradise forever, as long as the computer's working.
And with the computer, I guess the game would be that the computer would feed information as though you're on vacation kind of thing, or have a pretty girl with you, or, how do you live?
Walk around, it's a new life. It's a new life. You have your own condo, you got your own grounds, you play tennis, you have sex, you can drink, you can do drugs. It's like your own little nirvana.
Would it be because you just think of it? You say to yourself, well, I think I'll go to the beach now with this hot chick? And then suddenly you're on the beach with a hot chick?
Simulation. It's like in Star Trek, the holodeck. That's coming. That's something they will probably be able to do, is to move your consciousness, your knowledge, into a computer. I don't know if they can do everything like your soul. That question, is that your soul?
Well, the things. What is an imagination? What are dreams? What is your memory? What is your imagination? If you were to say to me, imagine now a story about an elephant. Okay, I'm now thinking of a story about an elephant. How just because you said so. Theoretically, so now how do you capture that? Could a machine be your imagination or your conscience or your guilt? They
know where it is. They know what part of the brain has your memories. Yeah. That's why when you smell something, it brings back memories, because it's right next to each other.
Olfactory,
and that's why when you dream, you don't remember. But within a minute or so after you wake up, you start forgetting your dream because it's nowhere near the part of the brain that keeps those memories.
Yeah. Man, this is so scary. I guess,
100 years from now, they'll go, well, gee, why didn't everybody, those poor bastards, those barbarians didn't know.
It was so simple. It's right there in front of you.
They had to die. We don't die.
Seriously, there will be a time when no one will ever die. Now, how are they going to do that? Well, actually, it'll be by machine, and you won't have to be fed. I guess theoretically you wouldn't have to be nourished. You'd have a lifelong electronic.
Do you really
signal?
want that?
I can't imagine.
That's not what God intended.
But if it's in your head, then you're not with there's no pain.
Maybe the end times come before that comes down. We'll see.
Well, what if that's a machine version of heaven?
Well, maybe that's what we're supposed to do. I don't know.
Oh, man. I can't.
Were we supposed to fly? I don't think we were designed to fly yet. There we are. We're flying.
Yeah. Seriously, it's just when you're trying to...
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
And it's coming so fast. Too. This AI is here.
The world is changing so friggin' quick. In 5 years, 10 years especially, you're not going to recognize this place.
Yeah. In every way.
And what are they going to do with all of us who don't have jobs? And that's another thing we'll talk about some other time this week, about the fact who's going to be able to keep their jobs better, younger people or older people, when AI starts taking these jobs.
That's right. And in fact,
I think that's tomorrow's AI. We'll do that tomorrow.
That make a note. That's a great idea. And also, in fact, I read a story earlier. I think it was someplace California has now built the first 3D house. Everything is 3D. Was made 3D.
Well, they can do it now they bring the machine there and it prints the house.
But they built a house. The whole house.
Yeah.
Stairways, rooms, bathrooms.
And it builds it.
Yeah. AI built it. Yeah. Holy moly. Seriously, oh my God, let me think about it. We can't think about it. I can't imagine. I don't think I'd like it. I'd rather, be able to take a walk in the woods and, walk on the beach with I don't know.
Well, if they could put you in the upload, you will be able to walk on the beach with a pretty girl again.
For the rest of your life, yeah. Well, I planned it. I had it all set, too, by the way. Anyway, 5:13, Kipper, Feet, and Flounder. Holy crap, it's sports and more. Standing by. Here we go. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Need more than just headlines on your ride to work. It's the Morning Extra, live from 6 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Okay, time to get taking care of those windows. There's a deal right now. Peach State Windows. My buddy Jeff, I worked with him 25 years ago. As his lovely bride calls him my goofy husband. But he's not goofing around on the job, I can tell you that. For like decades and decades, Jeff and the family business and these contractors work with him, man. They know Georgia homeowners and the weather and codes and taking care of business in your home. And how about this for a deal? If you've been looking for a deal on windows, the National Boys can't touch this. 8 premium double hung Energy Star replacement windows, fully installed for $39.95. Let me just, $39.95. 8 of them installed under $4,000. Even better, how about 0% financing for 12 months? Don't have to put it off anymore. And these are beauties too. And again, whatever your house needs, exactly what you get installed. Because Jeff's been doing this for decades and decades, and he knows all about what you want and what you need. You'll get it. 770-485-8011. Uglies go bye-bye. PeachStateWindows.com.
Hey, it's Flounder. My wife and I have owned our home for just over a year, and for the past year, we've trusted Dobbs Heating and Air, a local small business that does it right. Right now, Dobbs is offering buy 2, get 1 free on their club membership. 3 HVAC visits for the price of 2. That includes a 21-point inspection, priority scheduling, and savings on repairs and new equipment. Plans start at just $199 with membership starting at $17 a month. Service calls are only $85. Prevent breakdowns and keep your system running strong. Visit DobbsHVAC.com.
It's the hardest working part of your home, your garage door. When it fails, you need someone you can trust. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All 4 Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. When the largest and most important opening of your home breaks, don't hire a schmo. Call the local name you know, All 4 Seasons. Ask your neighbors. We offer upfront pricing, free estimates on all major brands, and 24/7 service. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.com.
Shop in the new 2026 Toyota Camry. Psst, come here. Make your move right now during Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event now through March 31st. At Marietta Toyota, every new Toyota includes our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own your Toyota. And you can buy with confidence. Marietta Toyota is a BBB A+ rated business with a 4.6-star Google rating and over 11,000 reviews. Right now, we've got strong Camry inventory, so you can choose the trim and color you actually want. Special APR is available as well on new 2026 Camrys, 4.99% APR for 72 months for well-qualified buyers. Visit us on Cop Parkway South, just north of Truist Stadium, Marietta Toyota. Since 1975, we've been here and we'll be here for you.
4.99% APR for 72 months with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. Offer ends 3/31/26. Lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for details.
I'm Rick Jackson. My dad abandoned us. My mom was an alcoholic, so I left the projects. Shoe shining, ticket scalping, vacuum sales. I found purpose in work and built a $3 billion business. Like President Trump, I don't owe anybody anything. And like you, I'm sick of career politicians. I'm running for governor to lead America in criminal deportations, to cut income taxes in half, freeze our insane property taxes, reform the system so that anyone who can work will work, and not just sit around binge watching Netflix and eating Cheetos. I'll let law enforcement do their job. And if you're caught helping a child change their sex, you're going to jail. I'm Rick Jackson, and I'll get these done. Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
You know, one of the most rewarding parts of sharing Relief Factor with you is hearing real stories like Sandra. She wrote into me. She said, Glenn, I've been hearing about Relief Factor on your radio show for a couple of years. I finally decided to try it because nothing else was helping with my back pain. With the 3-week quick start, I went for it. I feel like a new person. Sandra's own words, and it's gratifying to hear. Thank you, Sandra. When I read stories like this, I remember how I was starting to lose hope, and it feels good to help people all over America live pain-free again. It was created by doctors. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free product using 4 key ingredients that supports the body's natural inflammatory response. And hundreds of thousands of people have ordered Relief Factor, and like Sandra and me, over 2/3 of these people go on to order more month after month. So try it yourself. The 3-week quick start. See how Relief Factor could be a game changer for you as well. Call the number 800-4RELIEF. 1-800-4RELIEF. Or go to relieffactor.com. Don't wait any longer. Get out of pain today.
1849, an Illinois attorney filed a patent for an inflatable airbag to lift grounded boats off of sandbars. But he got into politics and couldn't pursue the invention by Mr. 1 Abe Lincoln. And now, sponsored by Glickman's Flams. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
We start with some sad news that just came over a little while ago. New York Jets legend and scorer of the only touchdown in Super Bowl III, Matt Snell, has died at the age of 84. Snell passed away on Long Island, New York this morning. He's in the Jets Ring of Honor. Snell, along with quarterback Joe Namath and head coach Weeb Eubanks and the rest of the team, led an underdog AFL team over the heavily favored Baltimore Colts of Don Shula.
I remember Snell. Was he a tight end?
Matt Snell was a running back.
Oh, running back. Okay, I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's a shame.
Famous play there.
Yeah.
I think Johnny Unitas was leading the Colts, but he was injured. I think Earl Morrill was playing in that game.
Yeah. I wore high top shoes like Johnny Unitas when I played football.
Oh, I love Johnny Unitas. He was, even by the time I was around, he was past his prime.
That crew cut going. Oh, man.
Braves visited the Blue Jays this afternoon. J.R. Ritchie started for Atlanta. It did not go well. No. The Jays won 7-0. The Braves highlight center fielder Jose Azocar's triple. Ritchie went 4 innings, giving up 1 hit, 2 earned runs on 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. Lefty Jose Suarez got rocked. 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, gave up 2 home runs. Last night, Team USA held on to finally beat Mexico 5-3, first time ever in the WBC. The score was in Houston. Paul Skeens was nearly unhittable for 4 innings. Captain Aaron Judge homered and had a great throw from right field to throw out a runner going to third. It was like nothing to him. He just, poof, there's the ball.
Good.
Roman Anthony also went deep, and Bobby Witt had 2 Gold Glove plays at shortstop. He basically dived into the left field from his knees, threw out a couple guys.
And when he threw from his knees, it was a rocket.
Yeah, he's the best.
I saw that play popped up. What a great play.
And by the way, you can see him play as the Royals open up the season against the Braves in Truist Park.
Outstanding.
You can see Bobby Witt.
That'll be good.
A huge story coming out of the game. American catcher Cal Raleigh refusing to shake the hands of his Mariners teammate Randy Arozarena, who plays for Mexico. When Randy walked up for his at-bat, he stuck his hand out to shake Cal's hand. Cal refused, allegedly just saying, "Good to see you." Randy says Cal can, quote, "shove it straight up his ass," end quote. Cal says, "I'm wearing USA on my chest. My brothers are the guys wearing this uniform."
Yeah. Wow.
All right, that should be a fun locker room back in Seattle. But while we understand that after the game, Cal and Randy buried the hatchet and they talked to their manager, Dan Wilson, and they've worked it all over there in Seattle.
Yeah, but still, that seems a little...
I think part of the problem is Cal Raleigh hasn't had a great WBC. He's really playing tight at the plate. So maybe he's just a little frustrated. We'll see. Former Braves outfitter Kevin Pillar compares this to Kobe Bryant on the U.S. Olympic basketball team back in 2008's gold medal game, running right through his Lakers teammate Paul Gasol of Spain like he hated him. That was Kobe, though. The Black Mamba, man. It was business.
Yeah.
Glad their dispute did not result in fisticuffs, at least not yet. The same cannot be said about the stands in the ballpark the Astros play in.
Man, I saw that.
American and Mexican fans got into a scuffle for several minutes before cooler heads prevailed. No doubt a shout of "Remember the Alamo" was heard a couple of times.
There were some serious punches to the face. I mean, it got ugly.
It did get ugly pretty quick. Of course, what do you expect? Come on. There was people who were up. They wanted to win.
Yeah.
A great moment in the Tokyo Dome early this morning. Our time as Team Japan finally put away Team Czechia. Not exactly a baseball powerhouse, but their starting pitcher, Andrzej Satoria, whose fastball barely reached 80 miles per hour, is an electrician back home in the Czech Republic. He threw 4 2/3 innings, a shutout ball against the defending world champions. He even struck out the best player in the world, Shohei Ohtani.
Really? With an 80-mile-an-hour fastball?
Yeah. The Japanese crowd gave him a standing ovation as he was taken out of the game. And again, after the contest, he's retiring. What a way to go out.
Yeah.
The fans there are
good
fantastic.
for him. That's a great show of a good sportsmanship.
If they did a movie on Eddie the Eagle, the British guy doing the ski jumping, they did one on this guy.
Yeah, that's cool. From Chechnya, of all places.
No, not Chechnya. That's terrorism city. It's from the Czech Republic, Czechia.
Well, they should go back to Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia. When I get to be everything, I'm going to make a Czechoslovakia again.
Wait.
What the hell?
You're going to make the Czechs and the Slovaks live together.
That's
again.
right. Yeah.
What if they don't want to live together again? You're gonna occupy the Sudetenland too while you're at it,
mister. I'll be all over that case.
All right. The NBA has canceled the Hawks' plans, of course, for the tribute to the strip club Magic City next Monday night.
God.
The 9th place Hawks will host the 11th place Mavericks tonight. You're going to be there, of course.
Quantisha's got a little something for the couple of girls afterwards, so I'm looking forward to it.
Meanwhile, former NBA player Jalen Rose is sounding like he has the IQ of a small soap dish. Jalen is comparing the millionaires of the NBA and NFL as still being held in slavery. Quote, the only sports that have salary caps are black-led. First off, that's basketball and football. Those are the only sports with salary caps. Baseball, golf, NASCAR, tennis, you can keep naming. They do not have a salary cap. The second thing is they have no high school restriction, and that's a residue of slavery. End quote. Because they jumped straight from the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 to the collective bargaining agreement sometime in the 60s and 70s.
And God forbid that a young black boy gets an opportunity to make millions of dollars in the NBA for that whole slavery thing.
So Outkick.com says there are a few ways to respond to this. First, his facts are wrong. Basketball and football are not the only pro sports with salary caps. The NHL also operates under a salary cap and is predominantly white. Black players account for about 24% of MLS, another league with a salary cap. Jalen Rose is the same Mensa student who once complained the media was focusing more on handsome Jimmy Garoppolo's looks than they were on Lamar Jackson's talent. The inference is black men are not considered good looking. Like no one ever mentioned Idris Elba's looks or Denzel Washington. Both black men are talked about with talent. They're at the same time with their looks. So please, inserting race when there is nothing to do with race is just an unbelievable talent.
You'd think they'd be tired. Why you bring it on yourself? It's just silly.
Jalen Rose, the Jamil Hill of male race baiting.
Oh, Lord.
Mr. Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
The Raiders trading quarterback Geno Smith and this year's 7th-round draft pick to the Jets for New York's 6th-round pick this year. Geno started with the Jets 13 years ago. So what quarterback journey have the Jets been on since Geno left over a decade ago?
Oh, boy.
Well, let me find the list of signal callers who replaced Geno Smith.
We got time for this, do we?
Yeah. And Sam Block posted this. Matt Sims, Michael Vick, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan, Bryce Petty, Josh McCown, Sam Darnold, Trevor Siemian, Luke Falk, Joe Flacco, Zach Wilson, Mike White, Josh Johnson, Chris Streveler, Aaron Rodgers, Tim Boyle, Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, Brady Cook, and right back to Geno Smith.
And that was just last year. Well, no, it's a little more than that, Falky. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, there's some. Thank God for the Jets, or else the Browns. Else the Falcons would be the worst franchise in football. For you referees working next week's men's and women's basketball tourneys who open a sportsbook account or try and place a bet, the NCAA will be watching. It will begin monitoring its officials in this year's basketball, baseball, and softball championships with a technology that cross-checks anonymous IDs with sports books to flag impermissible bettors. Big Brother is watching.
Whoa, cross-checking IDs?
Well, they're already doing that. That's how they caught those players, those baseball players.
Well, good.
For the Guardians, that's how they're calling them doing that.
Yeah, follow the rules.
SEC presidents and chancellors are meeting in Nashville this week to talk about getting real guidelines and rules for college football since Congress is about as efficient as the post office. Behind the scenes, I bet they're also talking about the big conferences breaking away from the NCAA and forming their own league.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. Tom Brady is a nice guy. He just tweeted a warm, heartfelt eulogy for former ball player and broadcaster Tim McCarver.
Oh, that's nice.
Problem is, Tim passed away 3 years ago.
Well, I was going to say...
Tom has corrected himself, calling it a proofreading mistake. And Dak Prescott and his longtime girlfriend have abruptly called off their wedding next month in Lake Como, Italy. This is after they were having joint bachelor and bachelorette parties. Never a good idea.
Yeah, no, that's not.
Who came up with that idea? I tell you who did. She did, because guess what? Yesterday, the rumor was she wouldn't sign the prenup, and everybody was going, it's not that bad a prenup. That can't be the reason. Turns out she's thinking Dak was being a little promiscuous.
Yeah, he had some girlfriends, apparently. That's not a good idea.
I don't know how a guy in his position that has women throwing themselves at him all the time, if you're not ready to settle down, then why are you doing it?
Yeah, don't they have children? I think they have a couple of kids.
They have 2 kids. They're going to basically talk about just jointly raise their kid. He seems like a good guy. It's just,
Well, he's not ready to settle down with one woman. Ready. That's all. I mean, so be honest about it. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, a couple of sports birthdays here, Pete Davis. Mitch Gaylord is 65. 1984 Olympic gold medalist. Mitch Gaylord has 2 gymnastics techniques named after him.
The gay one?
The gay flip and the gay... No. The Gaylord 2 and the Gaylord flip.
One of the best character names ever, Gaylord Fokker.
Gaylord Perry.
Gaylord Perry, there you go. Ron Woodson's birthday. Ron Woodson, Hall of Famer, 61, football. Justin Herbert, quarterback, 28 years old today. And another Olympic gold medalist, Shannon Miller, 49 today. And happy birthday, you guys. Kevin Payton Flounder coming up on...
A lot of flexible people born in March.
Yes. Good at running down little wooden beams and stuff. Anyway, Kevin Payton Flounder coming up on 5:30. And
Hank Williams.
Hank Williams tickets. 404-741-1230. Pete's going to have a question. The winner of the answer of the question wins Hank Williams tickets, and Sammy Kershaw, too, coming up in June. Here we go. Look out. Here we go. Stand by next.
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our extra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the extra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at extra1063.com.
Okie doke. This whole health insurance business. Now, you got a bill, I've recently had to pay, and you look at it and say, holy smokes. Well, hearing from people who say, it's getting really expensive, and you don't even want to use it because then you have deductibles you didn't know about or something. It seems like, you really don't know what to do. Well, you're certainly not alone. Maybe expensive, but you can't afford to not have it. So what do? Well, that's where the health insurance doctor comes in. My guy, Steven, he does this every day. They call him the doctor. Been doing it for years and years and years. And he's going to give you a straight answer if there is a better way for you. Maybe there is. Here's an example. This is a true story. A family paying over $3,000 a month. They went to Steven, checked it out, and guess what? They're now paying about $1,200 a month without sacrificing their coverage. It does not happen for everybody, but it does happen, and it's possible. And yes, there are plans with PPO networks, no deductible options, and year-round enrollment. Anybody can sit around and complain about it. It kind of sounds like me half the time, but seriously, if you're worried about that premium and the cost and all that kind of stuff, you can do something about it. Maybe just right for you. It's worth a few minutes to check it out. Health Insurance Doctor, here's the number, 678-523-0759. HealthInsuranceDoctor.net.
Ready to sell your home fast and for top dollar? Trust Design to Sell. Staging and interior design experts recognized as one of the top 10 staging companies in the nation. From stylish redesigns to full-service staging, Design to Sell creates spaces buyers fall in love with. Faster sales, better offers. That's the power of great design. Call 678-505-1433 or visit homedesign2sell.com and ask for the special.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
Hi, it's Los, here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
You know, Los, we found a better way for customers to buy a car. An honest way. A very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee.
How do you prove that?
We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal.
How much can people save when they buy their next vehicle with the Honest Car Guy?
I've saved people upwards of $20,000 and $30,000. I mean, it really depends on the year, the make, the model of the car, and the price of the car. You know, on a $15,000 car, I can't save you $20,000. We can probably save you $2,000 or $3,000. But it's through the course of the whole sale. The big one here that people don't realize, the financing. You go into the dealership, they tell you your rate's 9%. Well, really, it's probably 7% because they're allowed to make 2 points on there. The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, try the Honest Car Guy. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1 or honestcarguy.com.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Heads up, Atlanta. Spring is coming and your house needs some work. You've got those sticky doors, maybe some wood rot, that deck board that seems just fine, that screen you've been meaning to replace since last year. Give us a call at the Trusted Toolbox and get ahead of it. With our handyman for a day service, you make the list and we knock it out. Schedule your appointment today at thetrustedtoolbox.com or call 770-623-3097. That's 770-623-3097. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
Let me share Brian's story. He's in Alabama, and he wrote in, he said, Glenn, after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain had started to limit me at work and at home, and I am amazed at the relief that I have gotten. Those are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do. And I've seen that kind of transformation in myself, and hearing Brian's experience reinforces why I take endorsing Relief Factor so seriously. Before I started taking Relief Factor myself, I was losing hope that I could ever have a normal life again. My hands were in so much pain. It's created by doctors, a 100% drug-free product using 4 key ingredients. It supports the body's natural inflammatory response. Hundreds of thousands of people have ordered Relief Factor, and like Brian and me, over 2/3 of these people go on to order more month after month. So don't wait. If you're dealing with pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Call 800-4RELIEF or go to relieffactor.com. Don't wait anymore. Feel what it's like to be out of pain. 1-800-4RELIEF.
Now, I'm serious, folks. This really perplexes me. If you have an above-average IQ, how in the hell can you vote Democrat?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
By the way, at some point, can someone please explain to me how the hell Carmela's side piece is still even in the conversation of running for president of the United States? Good Lord. Anyway, Kim Rapine founder. Here we go. Sex Pistols. 1977, 7 o'clock in the morning, a trestle table set up outside Buckingham Palace in London. The Sex Pistols signed to A&M Records. An after party was held at the offices of A&M Records after the signing, where the group set about wreaking unforeseen havoc on the very expensive posh building. Sid Vicious smashed a toilet, sliced up his foot, was trailing blood everywhere he went. Johnny Rotten cursed everybody, swore at everybody, and threatened every single upscale executive he could find. Guitar picker Steve Jones was scarcaloochalating with some girly girl fans in the bathroom. The Sex Pistols contract with A&M Records lasted 6 days. I guess they figured out what they were in for on the signing day of 5/37. A couple of birthdays here. Birthday. Sharon Stone's birthday. Sharon Stone is 68. Basic Instinct, of course, you know that with Michael Douglas. Casino, Total Recall, and the movie The Quick and the Dead. And I like that. I have to tell you, I've enjoyed that movie. Silly little gunfighter, with Gene Hackman and Russell Crowe. And Sharon Stone was the heroine of The Quick and the Dead gunfighter movie in Old West. So pretty cool. Sharon Stone's 68 years old today. Okay, well, I tell you what, let's go to the contest. We have people lined up, I guess. Flounder ready to go. We're going to give away tickets to Hank Williams Jr. and Sammy Kershaw, among other. I assume there are probably a lot of other, maybe other acts too. Anyway, at the Ameris Amphitheater in June. It's a Saturday in June, and we got free tickets. And Pete Davis has a quiz or a question or a contest of some kind. And here we go. Pete, what's up?
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Have you given the number out, by the way?
Actually, yeah, we already have. Howard is ready to go.
Okay.
All right. 20 years ago, Hank Williams Jr. won the Visionary Award at the CMT Music Awards.
20 years ago, okay.
Which country music legend has their name attached to the Visionary Award?
Oh, 20 years ago, Visionary Award. What musician has his name on it? It's like,
or her name.
It's like the Flounder Award or the Pete Davis Award or the Somebody Award.
The Hank Aaron Award.
We have a contestant here, Flounder. What do we have here?
Howard, what do you have a guess?
I'm going to guess and say how about the one with him and his dad, Hank Sr., no?
Nope,
Hank
not
Sr.?
Hank Sr. Good guess, though.
Great guess, though. Great guess. We got another contestant.
Yeah, now we have Kenneth.
Kenneth, you're on the radio. What do you think? 20 years ago, what is the name of the award that Hank Williams Jr. won 20 years ago? The Vision Award, I think it was called.
Gentlemen, I love the show, but the question has stumped me, so I'm just going to guess Tanya Tucker.
Tanya Tucker.
Tanya Tucker.
Hey,
she's got other things named after her, but not that one.
Good try. Again, and it was called was it the Vision Award or what was it?
Yeah, it's a Visionary Award.
Visionary
CMT
Award.
hands it out.
20 years ago, and Hank Williams Jr. won it, and it's named after some famous singer.
All right, now we got Doug.
Doug, you're on the radio. What do you think?
Doug.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. Yes.
Johnny Cash is the winner.
Oh, my God. And ironically, yesterday's answer was also Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
I'll be damned. I wonder what it's going to be tomorrow. Hey, congratulations. Hey, congratulations. Was this Alan? Was that
This is Howard.
Howard.
Kenneth.
Hey, congratulations. Now, are you a...
Is it Doug?
Doug. This is Doug.
I'm sorry, Doug. Are you a big Hank Williams Jr. fan or just like country music or what?
I like him. I do like Hank Jr., yes.
Excellent. Well, listen, you're going to have a great time. I forgot the exact date, 20-something in June. It's a Saturday night in June, Ameris Amphitheater. I don't have that Flounder, the thing in front of me, Flounder. But either way, you got the tickets. Congratulations. I hope you have a blast.
June 27th.
June 27th is Saturday night. And after that, call us and tell us how you like the show. Will you do that?
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Outstanding. Now, don't hang up. We'll put you on hold and get all your information and stuff. So, congratulations. That's cool. Johnny Cash.
This is what happens when I remind myself an hour ago that I need to come up with a question.
Come up with a question, yes. Oh, mercy. Kevin Peyton Flounder, 404-741-1230. And Donald Trump is now warning. Again, yesterday, I couldn't get over the fact that I said yesterday, how come there's any danger at all in the Strait of Hormuz where the ships are afraid to go through because Iran's going to try to bomb or whatever else, or mines or whatever. And I remember, I said it out loud, the first thing I thought of was, you can't tell me that the American jets can't escort up in the air at a slow speed, swarming around, and have Navy gunships, American gunboats, escorting the tankers through the freaking straits. And we could, we could do a special deal so the insurance companies wouldn't freak out. Well, Donald Trump's doing exactly that. Donald Trump today warned against anybody putting mines in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. forces have destroyed 10 inactive Iranian vessels used to install the mines already. They destroyed 10 of them. Tehran needs to remove any more mines right now. He says if any reason mines were placed for any reason and they are not removed forthwith, the military consequences to Iran will be at a level never seen before. If, on the other hand, they remove what may have been placed, it will be a giant step in the right direction. U.S. forces, said Donald Trump, are using technology and missile capabilities deployed against drug traffickers to permanently eliminate any boat or ship attempting to mine the Hormuz Strait. They will be dealt with quickly and violently. Beware. Donald Trump today. And again, there's no way. In fact, I think I heard on Fox, he also said that he would Donald Trump be responsible for any insurance company issues. so that insurance companies wouldn't have to worry about them, getting fired on or something like that. Which again makes. Oh, and by the way, in fact, Flounder came running in here before the show started. Guess where crude oil's going? It dropped like 40 cents a gallon or something, today alone. Things are going to work out. If this, ends the way it should, this could be okay. Of course, the Democrats are still complaining that it's, Russia, and everything. And Donald Trump's taking orders from Russia, and I don't know what's going on. Anyway, 543. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. The story of the Michigan football coach, Sharon Moore, is taking one more step toward a possible lawsuit. The woman, Paige Shriver, there's no R in there at the beginning, Paige Shriver, was his girlfriend. She's released a statement after the attorneys for her group said that the charges of home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering against the coach were dropped. The 32-year-old former executive assistant to the married father of three said the power dynamic between them, a powerful head coach and a subordinate employee, created an environment where she was pressured, intimidated, unable to escape conduct that should never occur in any workplace, let alone at a public university. And she wants the University of Michigan to investigate. The coach got fired, and he was charged with all kinds of crimes. He was arrested for breaking into her apartment where he grabbed butter knives and kitchen scissors and threatened to chop up himself. After he got fired, he drove to Shriver's home and barged inside, saying he would hurt himself. The coach pleaded no contest Friday to misdemeanor trespassing, malicious use of a telecommunications device. 3 original charges, including felony home invasion, were all dropped. He still could face 6 months on a charge of malicious use of a telecommunications device. What does that mean? He called her on the phone? He could get like 30 days for trespassing, a far cry from the 5 years he could have gotten for home invasion. Anyway, this woman now says, the lawsuit's not out of the question against University of Michigan and him. And, of course, that's what the lawyers are going to have to say. And, again, obviously she was a female subordinate. And he gave her a raise, and, clearly she was in the wrong. She did the wrong thing. And as a subordinate, that's probably an automatic slam dunk for money. I mean, I don't there's a jury or judge in the world who wouldn't say, yeah, he was, misused his position of authority and gave you money and gave you a raise, and, all he had to do was put out for him. I mean, this is, horrible and sordid and probably a slam dunk. And I assume University of Michigan will probably settle immediately because who wants to go through this again? Do you think they want to bring this up again?
He may have been harassing you, true, but she's a grown adult.
She's a grown woman.
In knowing that he's a married man with kids.
Yeah, she's 30.
So she's not completely not at fault. No, but that doesn't mean he could right. Threaten her and stuff. No.
Absolutely. I mean, and I'm sure the jury will, if it gets to that point. But again, they dropped all the charges except a minimum trespassing thing, which is Power University of Michigan, I guess. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 546. We got another Flounder's Funny coming up here and kind of wrapping up things here on the happy Tuesday afternoon. Beautiful sunny day, 75 or something like that. 404-741-1230 if you want to join us here on the mighty 106.3. For you and me. Look, there we go.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers. Looking for the right tools, equipment, and expert advice for your next project? Head over to Howard Brothers. They're the best one-stop shop for outdoor projects. With locations across North Georgia and a team that's always ready to serve, let Howard Brothers be your go-to for outdoor power, service, hardware, and more. Stop by today or visit howardbrothers.com. The grass is always greener and projects always easier when you take care of it with Howard Brothers.
The future of lacrosse starts here. Join the Georgia Swarm in their 10th season for Grow the Game Night, Saturday, March 14th at Gas South Arena. Presented by Singleton Marine. Lacrosse is one of the fastest growing youth sports in America. So join the Swarm this Saturday night to inspire the next generation with fast-paced National Lacrosse League action. The Georgia Swarm is the South's home to professional lacrosse. Get your tickets for Saturday, March 14th at 7:30 p.m. Gas South Arena at georgiaswarm.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog and our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mike Fitzgerald?
No, I think you have the wrong number. Wish I could help you.
Well, you could if you were Mike Fitzgerald.
Who is Mike Fitzgerald?
Mike Fitzgerald is the only realtor I'll talk to because he can sell my house fast for a great price and even in this market.
Yeah, I'm definitely not Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh, I figured that out because Mike Fitzgerald would have sold my house already.
Selling your home? You need Mike Fitzgerald from the Harry Norman Realtors team. Visit brokermike.com or call 678-780-HOME.
Gentlemen, listen up. When it's not hard, it's really hard. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 have some form of ED? It's true, and I'm one of them. ED followed me everywhere. Heck, even my initials are ED. I'm Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia, and I know ED. It can lead to feelings of embarrassment, stress, and sadness. But there's good news. I can fix it. I fixed mine, and I can fix yours too. At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, we are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, Trimix to create an erection, and more. Guys, ED won't get better on its own, but I can help you today. Call us at 404-777-1911. That's 404-777-1911, or learn about us more online at tbtofga.com. So take it from me, ED, Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Call 404-777-1911 or online at tbtofga.com.
Did your security provider sell your account to another company? Or are you unhappy with your current security service? I'm Matt Harvey with Alert 360 Security. We protect the homes and businesses of over 12,000 of your friends and neighbors right here in Metro Atlanta. Our award-winning customer service and 5-diamond certified monitoring start at just $15.95 a month. Switching to Alert 360 is easy. Visit alert360.com to learn more. Sign up in March and get a free electronic door lock. Protect what matters most with Alert 360.
Do you have at least 1 month worth of food in your pantry? If not, you should definitely go to mypatriotsupply.com right now. My Patriot Supply is America's #1 supplier of long-term storable food. They've helped over 3 million Americans get prepared. And for a limited time, when you order their best-selling 4-week food supply, you'll get an additional week of food absolutely free. There's no catch, but act fast because this offer ends soon. Claim your free emergency food kit now at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Da-da-da. By the way, got breaking news you're not going to like, boys. But first, Elvis Presley, 1956. RCA Records placed a half-page ad in Billboard magazine saying Elvis Presley is the new singing rage. And off we go, Elvis Presley. By the way, congratulations to Vince Gill and Amy Grant. It's their 26th wedding anniversary. Vince Gill and Amy Grant. Congratulations to you. Our birthday list includes Bob Green, Bob Greene, the former columnist in Chicago, used to read him and Mike Royko all the time. Bob Greene is 79. In fact, Pete, you may remember that. Do you know Bob Greene? I assume you're probably familiar with Bob Greene.
I know the name.
Yeah, I used to like him. He was a pretty good columnist. I mean, he was one of the guys who read all the time in the 80s. Well, I worked in there in the 80s. And Mike Royko was a friend of mine and invited me to play golf. But on Bob Greene, as kind of a stunt or a joke or to see what would happen, took a picture of himself wearing a cowboy shirt that was unbuttoned pretty much all the way down his fat chest. Bob Greene was not attractive as a male, attractive guy at all. He's just a guy, overweight, and he took a photograph of him and turned it into a poster, and he sold millions of them. Millions of them. And he did it.
We can do that.
We could do that. And it was really a stunt. And he said, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." And it was like people said, "Oh, I want to get one of those." And it became like a pet rock or a hula, and it was unbelievable. And Mike Royko, I think I might have told the story 5 or 10 years ago about Mike Royko. You know Mike Royko also. I assume you know Mike Royko, very famous political columnist among other things. He invited me to play golf at a very exclusive Chicago golf club, private country club, and I showed up wearing a pair of shorts that were too short. They were right above my knee, and
don't wear shorts.
Yeah, anyway, so I wore shorts playing golf. Anyway, so this was 1982 or something. Anyway, I know it's only later, whatever. And so it was early 80s, and I'm playing golf with I get to the pro shop, and Mike Royko's there, and the pro's there, and the guy said, somebody said, "Oh, you can't wear shorts like that. You're gonna be this guy Nick. We got this old member here named Nick, and he's a real jerk, and he's a real hard ass, and if he sees you wearing shorts that are above the knee, he's going to complain and come into the pro house." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Nick." He said, "Yeah." And he gave his last name. And I said, "Nick. Oh, I've heard about him. I'm dating his daughter." And the guy said, "Oh, doesn't he have a daughter with cancer?" I said, "Yeah, that's the one." And he looked at me, "You're dating a girl with cancer?" Like an idiot. So I had, but because
all I could get.
and he like, "Oh, okay." What are you thinking? Anyway,
it's all they had at the store.
So I had to buy a pair of pants to wear to change on the golf course because they said he's going to come after you, and I said he's going to come after me for something else. He was a real jerk. Anyway, they didn't have actual pants. The only thing I could buy was a pair of knickers. The problem with knickers is you need socks to go with them, and they didn't have any socks. So I'm wearing a pair at this exclusive country club in Chicago with Mike Royko, and I'm wearing a pair of knickers and bare legs and white socks that I had when I was wearing my shorts. And I played golf with Mike Royko like that. Anyway, it was horrible. But
you were invited back, of course.
No, that would be the ball game.
No.
Story of my life. Anyway, 8:55. I saw 5:55 here with it. Give Pete and Flounder and a thing there.
Minute 40. I actually updated it.
Oh, excellent. Two things. Well, first of all, we're going to play that soundbite, Flounder. Here's my question. Hey, Tucker Carlson, what the hell happened to you? Listen to this.
Unconditional surrender means foreign troops get to rape your wife and daughter if they want. And everyone knows that. And that has been, if there's one consistent lesson of history, it means unconditional surrender means foreign troops get to rape your wife and daughter. Everyone can feel that. That's like the most atavistic instinct there is. And so to avoid that, people will do anything. And so that's why it requires that level of force to get a population subdued to the point of unconditional surrender. That's why.
Tucker Carlson is saying that Donald Trump went to bomb Iran so that we would all be able to rape their women. And since they're going to fight back, that Donald Trump will have to eventually use nuclear weapons. Tucker Carlson.
And they're going to fight back fanatically, not because they're fanatics that believe that they bring on the end of the world, it's good for them.
No, but for the honor of their women, because they're so honorable that they were protecting the honor
so well.
Because their women are treated so wonderfully as equality lives.
Okay, he's either compromised, lying, or bought. That's my opinion. Nobody's he's not that stupid.
I can't. I don't know the reason. He can't really think that. I don't believe that he really thinks that that's a real reason that we want to go over there to rape the women.
The last time I heard about this happening, you can talk about the Huns in World War I. The Germans had a reputation in Belgium for doing stuff like this. The Japanese, the rape of Nanking, is the last one I can remember of that scale.
Yeah, and that was a whole different. By the way, just in, you're going to hate this. Guess whose convenience store chain just got an F rating in a survey? Buc-ee's.
What?
Buc-ee's got an F rating. The cult following worst possible grade from the Better Business Bureau because they damn stinking New York Post, you scumbags. Now it's blocked me with an ad. Between
Why
A's
did
and
they
F's.
get an F? Because they're new. Okay, you're listening to the New York Post talking about Buc-ee's.
It was BB's. It was a Better Business Bureau. Gave them an F because they refused to answer customer complaints.
The BBB.
The BBC.
Oh my God.
Yeah, BB
The
Better
last time
Business Bureau. Anyway, Flounder, we got
a BBB, not BBC.
No, the
Don't look that
Better
up,
Business Bureau.
you
Gave
said
an
BBC.
F.
Don't look that up, kid.
No, God, the Better Business Bureau. Flounder, we got one more.
No one's ever on the fence about Taco Bell. You just say it, and people are like, absolutely, or hard pass. You ever seen a commercial for Taco Bell? Never
Bell?
makes sense. Doesn't have to. Doesn't affect the bottom line. They'll put out a product that has the exact same ingredients as 6 other products on their current menu. They just change the name or shape of it and try to make you feel dumb when you call them out on it. They're like, you've never had this. This is seasoned steak, lettuce, cheese, tomatoes, and sour cream encased in a flour tortilla. How does that sound? I mean, it sounds like a steak burrito. Well, it's not. One more time for the new guy. All right, steak burrito. See it right here? It's rolled up. Big deal. This, guys, what we did here is we fold in the sides and we press it with a t-shirt iron. What is so hard to understand about the technology we've invested to make crunch wraps?
Crunch wraps.
Their dessert menu's a joke. They just take other desserts you've heard of and change it a little bit. They're like, we're the only ones that have Cinnabon bites. Isn't that just a cut up Cinnabon? I mean, yeah, but we cut it up for you, okay? You can say gracias.
Who's that, Flounder?
His name is Josh Sneed.
Okie dokie. Well, boys, tomorrow's hump day. So here we go, having a little fun. Don't forget the Morning Boys in the morning on 106.3. Cameron Payne Flounder. Christine, sing me home, baby. I got to go. You're killing me. And Bluey, the rubber man, is saying goodbye.
Grover.
Grover, audio and Herb. Look out, Herb.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.
Another warning for Iran. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump telling Tehran to remove any mines and maybe in the Strait of Hormuz, but right